I wonder if there are people that are screaming at their radios right now, chanting, "Not my morning show! Not my radio show!"
There was a bit of a hullabaloo in New York. You know what's funny? People who I lived in a Trump building and I moved out probably about a year and a half ago.
Oh, thank God. I don't want you doing anything to support that racist, fascist, misogynistic monster.
Look, I worked with him for 10 years. What do you want? Oh, sorry, wrong guy. No, I wanted to just get out of there, but it's like I wonder how people living in the Fifth Avenue Trump building, how do they feel? Not only having their whole lives uprooted because of this shit that is now going to be happening for 4 years in front of their building. You can't probably get a cab because if he's the president of the United States and he's spending time in there, they're going to be very cautious.
Oh, you mean that the main Trump building?
What vehicles they allow to stop there? And there are people in that building who hate him. I'm guaranteeing you, there's half the residents at least, if it's any indication with the way the country voted, that thinks he's a racist and terrible and he's a fascist.
Yeah.
And now they have to live with him in their building. How fucking bizarre is that to have to walk in and see his name on that building every day when you hate him and he's your top floor neighbor?
He makes great buildings. Nobody buys in the Trump building or rents in the Trump building or whatever it is because to support Trump. You know what I mean? It's not like you're wearing a T-shirt.
No. But I mean, at this point, this is beyond just he's the guy. Now it's, okay, he's the president and half the country hates his guts.
How much time is he going to be spending in his building, though? Won't he be in the White House?
Don't matter. Secret Service will be there all the time.
That's true.
And the security around it won't change. So which means, it'll
get even
car bombs and all that stuff.
Yeah, it'll get bigger. It'll get way more security. And that building, like there are a bunch of Trump buildings that are like the residential buildings that are right by the West Side Highway, way at the end of the city. Right. And that could be okay. But the main Trump building, the building where Trump has always done his press conferences, the one that you always see on TV, is right in the middle of everything.
It's in the middle of Fifth Avenue and I think 50th or 51st.
No, it's right by Tiffany, isn't it? That's on 58th.
Oh, 58th. Okay,
yes,
a little
that's
higher
where
up.
it is.
He doesn't. I don't even think. I'm not sure. I don't think he owns the buildings that I used to live in anymore. I believe he sold those years ago.
But they left his name on them?
I think so. Yeah, but that could be incorrect. I thought he didn't own them anymore, and it was some like real estate group. Mm-hmm. But his name. I'll tell you one thing. You love him or hate him, which a lot of you hate him. But that fucking building I lived in was impeccably maintained. He's apparently a real hard guy to work for. So I'm hoping that people who work for him in government feel the same way. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
He's either going to be an absolute disaster or so much better than anybody thought.
I think that's right. I think he's not going to be average.
Right.
He's not going to be one of these guys. He's not going to be a sitting duck. He's not going to do nothing. He's going to do something, and it's either going to be for better or worse.
A lot of people legitimately scared. Like, and I'm talking to, some of the young ladies I chat with.
Is that right?
Are well, they're not, they're like Latin or whatever, and they're like, I'm really scared of this guy, my family, and it's not just media fear. They really think that he's going to send people. He's not going to send fucking women and children back to. It's not going to happen.
Right.
Maybe some felons. He might deport some felons, but it's not going to be this mass exodus of people.
Yeah, we're not going to turn into a military state.
No.
Over the next 4 years. And I don't even think he wants that. I think now he wants. So his goal this whole time, and I don't think that he's been tackling this in a long-term way. I think that he started with his goal of like, you know what? Fuck these guys. I could be a better president. And he really just wanted to get in front of the cameras and be a part of the process. Then he realized he was actually winning all these polls. So he goes, oh man, I think I could win the primaries. Well, I'm going to keep going if I think I can win. And then once he got into the election, he was like, oh my God, I think I could win the election. And so he kept going. Now he's actually won the election and he's going to go, wait, what if I actually went down as a great president?
Well, there's a documentary. I don't know if I talked about this. It's about him and Hillary on PBS. It's really good. I think Jonathan told us about it.
Yes.
And they're talking about how when he probably decided to become president was when he was sitting in that room and Obama humiliated him on the what was that? Correspondence dinner they do. And Trump had been piping up about the birther and all this shit, and Obama hadn't said anything, and he really embarrassed Trump. I mean, he was very funny, and he just wrecked him in front of everyone in Washington.
And you looked at Trump's face, and he was just scowling.
Was fucking miserable. And then
so you greatest.
They're speculating. You'll never know.
He just sat there, as Obama was destroying him, going, one day you're going to fucking show me that White House. You're going to be the guy who shows me the White House, and I'm going to be the guy that tells you, yeah, we're going to change that. Oh, is that where you keep the table? Yeah, we're going to move the table.
Yeah, I mean, he'll never admit that to you. He'll never say, yeah, that's what it was.
Because it can't be for such petty reasons.
But they say that was probably a big part of it. Was he like really fears humiliation?
Yeah,
I'm still shocked that he won. I mean, I think everybody is still kind of in shock, and the protesters. I mean, it is. I mean, I was trolling them on Twitter last night. It was very fun, but I mean, it really is a great American thing to do. Like, if you don't like the decision made, you're going out there and you're protesting against the government. I mean, that really is. As long as you're not violent.
Yeah.
That you can't really be. People are like, fucking. I mean, I was teasing them, but people who like legitimately like fuck down. It's like almost the most American thing you can do is peacefully assemble and protest your government.
Which is the same argument behind allowing Colin Kaepernick to kneel when the national anthem comes on. That as much as like, well, people fought, we should be standing, and what people are fighting for is the right to not stand.
I heard Stephen, who's it? Stephen A. What's his name? Stephen A. Smith really smashed him because he didn't vote. And I guess he's saying he doesn't. My guess is he doesn't want to contribute to a system that he feels is racist. But it's like if you're making a very, very public protest, a very public political statement, and then you don't go and vote. You know you're a public figure. You know people are watching you. You're making a stand in the NFL on Sunday afternoon. The entire country, the president has talked about it, and then you don't go and vote. You could say you're not contributing to a system, but you've made yourself a part of that conversation by making a very public protest like that.
Yeah, and I think not voting, especially because now they're looking at who came out and who voted and polls and everything, and a lot of voters that Hillary had in the bag, a lot of the minority voters, a lot of those people, especially in specific states, didn't come out and vote.
I wonder if they thought it was because she was going to win.
Probably. It's a set. By the way, the exact same thing happened at Brexit. People were like, well, of course nobody's going to let Brexit pass. I'll stay home. And then they stay home and they don't vote. And then once they lose, they protest.
Yeah.
A lot of protesters, I'm sure, didn't vote. And I'm with you. I always enjoy watching a protest. I like watching when they shut down roads. I like to.
Unless you're in the car.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I like watching helicopter views of them shutting the roads down.
Yeah. Did you see that they shut down the 405 in L.A.?
I did not.
Yeah, it was a standstill.
There was apparently millions of people screaming and running around on the highways like maniacs.
Yeah.
Just another Wednesday in L.A.
No, it was the protest.
Another Wednesday in L.A.
No, it's specifically.
I had a very funny tweet about how New York is the only city where the protesters improve traffic.
So what was the funny part of the
thing being that most people would go, oh my God, the protesters have shut down New York. But in New York, it's so crazy because the protests improve traffic.
I got to go to the Timpf box on this. Am I missing something? Is that funny?
No.
Okay, I didn't. Okay,
you're both wrong. You don't get it.
I didn't.
You don't like subtle humor.
I didn't.
Oh, subtle. That's why I'm not getting it. I'm just not smart enough.
But it really is astounding that people are acting like, and I'm all for it. You go ahead and protest, but at the same time, Trump didn't steal it. You know what I mean?
He won fair and square.
He won fair and square. And the fact is that if there were no electoral college, the campaign would have been run completely differently.
Well, they're talking about doing that now. Now the talk is the electoral college. Maybe we should just do a pop. Because I think she won the popular vote.
She did win the popular vote.
But they are really thinking. It was like after OJ was acquitted, people were like, "Oh, the jury system." And it's like, what, a lot of these kids, it's their first time not getting their way for real. They've had Obama, who they've loved. What are they, 21? They were fucking 13 when he got elected, so they weren't voting. They weren't that politically active. And now all of a sudden he's the president, and now now they see what it's like to not have a guy they like or a guy they actually hate win the presidency, and they're upset about it.
Right. They don't understand how, like, progressiveness. I thought everybody's progressive. Why would progressiveness not win? That's the enemy, though. We're the good guys. How could the bad guys win?
Yeah, if I was 21, I would hate Trump. I would absolutely hate Donald Trump.
I was thinking about that last night. Like a lot of people that are protesting and a lot of people that are upset don't remember when Bush was elected and don't
Right.
remember when Bush was elected again.
Yeah,
Right.
or when a lot of them vaguely remember. I probably remember when Obama was elected because they were 13 years old. But they just saw the good guy in their minds, the good guy beating the guy who wasn't liked. They're like, okay, things are going to be great from here forward.
Like we did the "Not My President" thing when I was in college.
In
I had a
2000.
shirt- yeah, I had a shirt that was that had Bush's face on it and it said "Not My President."
Oh, you and the
no.
fucking
Yeah.
girls at Wesleyan
Because it was,
were
it was,
all
it was from that. It was
Did
from
your
a-
mother have one that said hashtag not my son?
have no son? Because back then I was a lot more liberal than I am now.
That's what I had to.
That's right.
I had to
You know?
text my wife. She goes like, she sent me this thing, and she goes, "Look, this is what the future's going to look like." And it was this graphic that showed like
Her with an NBA player.
It was a graphic that showed the map, but almost everything was blue. And it said, "This is how young people voted." And she goes, "See, like, this is what the future's going to look like." And I said, "No, Jess, all young people are stupid and liberal. That's the way it's always worked forever. Like, they don't grow and maintain the same beliefs. That's just the way it happens."
But you're right. Like, what's the old expression? When you're 20, if you're not liberal, you got no heart. When you're 40, if you're not conservative, you got no brain.
Right.
You just kind of change the way you view things.
Dude, you
and-
get progressively more conservative on at least a few things.
But I wonder, is it people getting conservative, or is it the fact that younger people are just more liberal? So it seems like you're getting more conservative, but you believe the same shit you always believed, but they have just been like, no, that's a microaggression. And you're like, what the fuck? I guess I'm getting conservative.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's almost like we're on a conveyor belt. Our beliefs aren't changing that much. We're on a conveyor belt just moving, and all the people behind you are getting more and more
They're just far
liberal.
more liberal.
Yeah.
I think there's something to that. When I was in college, I was far more Republican, though. But it was just because I was rebelling.
Yeah.
Just because I was
Your parents
annoyed.
were liberal.
My parents were liberal, and everybody around me was liberal.
Yeah.
All the other kids were like protesting, and I was just, shut the fuck up.
You were a little Alex P. Keaton.
I was. I wore my smart tie and my hippie parents, and where did he come from? I don't understand.
By the way, one of the most brilliant ideas for a fucking show ever is Family Ties.
It's a great
The
show.
young Republican with these two hippie parents. It
Yeah.
was so fucking
His
funny.
best friend trying to fuck his sister all the time.
Oh, yeah. Skippy really wanted to fucking go deep into Mallory's asshole.
He wanted a piece of Mallory.
Did Skippy die at the end or no?
I
Why
hope
do I
so.
think he died? Am I crazy?
Just wishful thinking.
Maybe someone else died.
I think, yeah, somebody got sick or something. I don't know. Family ties.
What would we do, baby? I always hated the last part of it, though.
Sha-na-na-na.
I didn't like that at all.
No?
No. I always liked the earlier versions of a sitcom, like the opening of a sitcom before they have 6 seasons to choose fun clips from.
Yeah.
Like, by season 7, the clip is just like, him walking through the door smiling, or the time, stop it. I like
Everybody
the
looks
originals.
older.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is when the show stopped being funny. Why are you showing clips of this?
How many years was that on?
I don't know. At least like 6, probably.
In 87, they said, I'm just, as Adrian was flipping through, yes, 7. In 87, there was a very special episode.
Which-
I don't remember what happened. Maybe Skippy had, someone died?
There was the one where you had Tom Hanks as the alcoholic uncle. That was a very special episode.
Oh, wait, Skippy. By the way, Tom Hanks was in an episode of Taxi. And there was one of the funniest episodes of Taxi ever, which might be the best show ever, was when they were having flashbacks to their college days.
Yeah.
And one of them was Louis when he was just a cabbie and he finally took over being the fucking, because the old guy had to leave for an hour. So then Louis gets to be the dispatcher for an hour. And they showed Jim Ignatowski when he was in college. And he was a straight A student. He was in Harvard. And he didn't do drugs. And these kids came over and were doing drugs and convinced him to eat a pot brownie. And that started him down the drug addiction road. And one of the guys who convinced him to eat a pot brownie was fucking Tom Hanks. He was really funny.
Isn't it amazing the nonsense that we fill our heads with?
Yeah.
That like those sitcoms that we watched growing up, they just never leave.
They don't, because they were genuinely good. And I'm sure like Big Bang Theory has its moments.
Probably
But
not.
I watch it, I'm just like, it's just too soft. Like there's
I
nothing-
don't think that's age. I think that legitimately sitcoms stopped being they gave up on writing sitcoms for the most part.
What
There's-
happened with the advertisers got too much? I'm wondering what was it that happened?
I think they just realized it was cheaper. They needed more laughs. You know what I mean? Like you have to have a laugh every 25 seconds.
But
You have to move at a quicker pace.
you had that in Taxi that was very funny, and All in the Family was hilarious.
But they would also take time to actually tell stories.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like, what kind of wacky hijinks are they going to get into this week?
Someone, Pam Adlon, actually said that she called it the youth movement about when all these young people took over Hollywood, and that since they grew up watching TV,
Yeah.
they had no real life experience. Like,
Yeah.
I think it was Norman Lear, one of those guys, said that we would come in every week to talk about shows and throw our ideas on the table, like talk about your life, and then a lot of that stuff would spark episodes. But like these are people just who watched episodes and they go, "Oh yeah, I saw that on TV once," and they're writing an offshoot of that.
They're writing they're writing sitcoms like their favorite parts of the sitcoms that they grew up watching. So it's just like joke, end of the show.
Yeah, young Alex P. Keaton. So what was it in the first of follows the Keaton family? Where's the days after the funeral for Greg, oldest son of Alex's best friend, who died in Alex's friend Greg died in a car accident. That was the big one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that there's a lot, that culture of, it's what happened growing up on TV and growing up on media and consuming media the way we consume it. I think the same thing with the young protesters that are out there right now and the people who consume politics the way they consume it. Like, nobody actually knows how the system works. Nobody knows what the history of anything is. They just kind of take in what they've been given, which is all one-sided. Like, you just find either whatever your Twitter feed is matching your opinion, or the blog that matches your opinion, or whatever it is. And so you can be outraged because you can always find something that matches your outrage. There's not this kind of discovery of, let me look for information. Plus, there's nobody actually reporting information. Like, the news channels don't actually just give you the information. They try to find, okay, who is our audience? How can we skew this so we agree with the majority of our audience? Because otherwise, people are conditioned to change the channel to find a news source that agrees with them.
Yeah.
And
I just think it's funny how many people are. Again, they're annoying.
Yeah.
But I get how many people are going, "You fucking kids, you be brah." Shut up. Shut up. Every generation protests.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 48. When it was in my 1990 was fucking. The Gulf War, they protested. It's part of what you do when you're growing up. It's happened every generation. So everyone yelling, "Yeah, but if we," shut your fucking face. Your generation protested when you were that age too. As long as they're not flipping over cars,
right?
But it really is a great part of living here. Is you can do that, and as long as you're not being a total cunt, the cops will pretty much allow you to do it because they have to allow you to do it.
Yeah,
it's a great part of living here.
Yeah. I mean, it's as important. Voting and protesting are probably the two most important things that you can have the ability to do.
That's what happened is amazing. Like a very polarizing guy, a very, very polarizing person got elected, and he got elected fair and by the vote. I mean, it was the way, no one cheated. He won fair and square. I hate to keep saying that. And then people who don't like it protest. Like, what? I don't understand how anybody doesn't understand. How do you not understand how he got elected, dumbbells? And how do you dumbbells not understand why people who hate him are protesting?
Yeah. Go ahead, Travis.
I'm just going to say, if Trump had won the popular vote,
yes,
and Hillary had won the presidency, there would be Trump supporters out there protesting,
right? Saying it's rigged.
Saying it's rigged. He won the popular vote. Like, I mean, I saw people on Facebook before the election saying, "Do you mean to tell me that he could win the popular vote and still not be president?" I'm like, yeah, that happens.
It literally happened. It literally happened
by like
16
a $250,000.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
It literally happened 16 years ago. Like, not only can it happen, it happens.
Yeah, it does.
Which was
Bush and Gore.
Gore won the popular.
But then guess what? 4 years later, Bush ran for re-election and he won the popular vote, and it shut everybody up because it's what happens. I mean, it's antiquated, the system, but it does end up being fairly representative.
Look, what happens when 25% of registered voters vote someone in?
That's that's right. Yeah, they said most people didn't vote, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's always like that. 50% of registered voters don't even vote, so then it ends up being 25%. Vote them in.
And I'm okay with a popular vote if that's what they want to do. A lot of times Democrats would get elected because of the cities. But this is just so places like Iowa and Utah and North Dakota, South Dakota,
actually
every state has a voice. Yeah, that's why they did that. I think the Electoral College is stupid. I think the way they divvy up the electoral votes is dumb. Like literally 49 to 48 and you get the whole state. I don't know if you really won the state. If
You
you
think it should be a little bit more like the primaries where they're split up?
where you split where there's
By
a
county?
percentage to each one,
Right.
Or like whatever percentage you want, and it'll be a lot closer race that way. But I think more representative.
The problem is that, like,
I'm writing that in my book.
oh, you writing a political book?
It's called Politics, and there's a dash. Politics, meh.
That's really cool. It's probably not great timing. It probably would have been better before the election.
Yeah, no, it's coming out this coming August.
This coming August?
Yeah.
Okay, probably last August would have been better.
Yeah, and it's a picture of two fists, and one says Hillary and one says Trump.
Why? It's over.
But that's why.
Trump will have been the president for months.
Yeah, but I didn't want to not know before I wrote my book.
So why didn't you just take Hillary off the cover? Why would Hillary still...
Because I already designed it. It's cool, and the book company went crazy for it.
You like the way it looks?
Yeah, I pitched it a year ago. But I've just been
okay.
busy.
Doing other stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was due 9 months ago.
Oh, so you're behind the deadline a little bit?
Yeah.
see.
I got to start.
I got to get moving on this project. Yeah. See, the problem is that it ends up being representative because people in New York and California really do live in a bubble. Like, people who live in coastal states do kind of live in a bubble. That's why there's so many people confused about the results of the election. Because, like, for instance, people don't think that immigration is as big of a problem as it is unless you live on the border, because we don't hear about it. Like, people in Texas and people in states that actually live on that Mexican border, those people feel passionately that illegal immigration is absolutely a problem.
And we've also seen so many, you live in here, you live in LA, you've seen a million different people from every walk of life. It's common.
Right.
So you don't notice. And by the way, you're probably so used to seeing illegal immigrants here, or people who are shipped over and are paying off a slavery ship debt. Like a lot of these people who come over from China, they have to pay this horrible debt for years. We're used to seeing them and assume that they just live here, not knowing that either A, they're paying a horrible price for being here, or B, they're illegal. We get really used to it.
But, the people who want, and some of them probably were saying stuff, because Hillary Clinton, you're right.
Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Hillary Rodham Clinton.
I'm with her.
Got to the place that she's at because she was able to use superdelegates.
Yeah, where's the place she's at? Looks to me like she's home.
That's right. No, she didn't. She didn't win.
Superdelegates are all that shit.
But like the superdelegate system, like that was already in play. It's not an unfair system because it doesn't benefit one side or the other. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like having this electoral college benefits Republicans more than it benefits Democrats.
No,
it just is the way that we're represented. And it is antiquated, but it does give a voice to people in states that are less populated.
It benefits, it doesn't benefit Democrats or Republicans, but it does benefit a group of people. The people that are in that world, like, they understand how to fucking maneuver slightly. Like, that stuff that they did with Bernie, they probably do every year. And the Republicans probably do it every year. They just got caught doing it. So they've learned how to maneuver subtly and get exactly who they want. But it's almost like every year you know who it's going to be. You know it's going to be Mitt Romney. You know it's going to be this guy. They position it a certain way where this is going to be the one who runs for us.
But that's why if there wasn't an electoral college, the campaigning would just be different. You know what I mean? Like, Hillary won the popular vote, yeah, but Donald Trump and Hillary were both campaigning for electoral votes. Like, they both knew what the system was. That's why they spent all their time in this state or all their time in that state, because they know exactly how the system works and they know how to plan it in such a way. You don't just go out there and say, hey, America, here's what I think, and if you like me, vote for me.
That's what I say.
Well, I understand that that's what you say, but it's a bit naive.
No, it's not. It's very positive.
Every politician goes out and they go to the states that they may not win or will influence their victory, and they concentrate on those states and they talk to those voters and they figure out the groups that they need that they can't take for granted.
Yes.
And it's whoever does that better wins the election. And that's the way it's been forever.
Go to that. I want to see on Twitter. There was a thing on Twitter that girl crying. Someone said,
have you seen this yet?
Yes, it's phenomenal.
All the people crying over what's happened with Hillary has just been great. Have you seen the Miley Cyrus clip?
No, I saw that last. I'm going to wait and watch that live on the air. But I want to see that girl first.
Okay. This is just some
She's
girl
wonderful.
that's now all over Twitter because Hillary Rodham lost.
Yeah.
joke. I do not believe this is happening. I'm literally about to fucking kill myself, and I'm not kidding. You better fucking fix this shit right now. I literally am gonna die. I need an ambulance. I can't.
Wow. How many times I've heard that from my room?
It's like so stupid. Like, get a hold of yourself.
Yeah, you're panicking, miss.
Get a hold of yourself. But everybody was so sure of the way it was going to go. Like, remember that story we were talking about earlier this week about Newsweek, how they had the Madam President magazines out?
Sure.
And we were like, it's just like a World Series victory, like they just have both. They didn't send the Donald Trump magazines.
How embarrassing for Newsweek, and how embarrassing for the other magazine, that New York magazine that had loser on the front.
Yeah. I think the New York magazine article is written in such a way where they're not announcing he lost the election. They're just saying he's a loser and the people who vote for him.
That's how they're
blah, blah,
spinning
blah.
it.
Exactly.
That's how they're spinning it, these arrogant cunts. They're just arrogant cunts. You fucked up. You thought you had it in the bag, and you didn't.
Right.
Accept it.
But as the people are protesting, you also have to wonder, like, nobody is taking a second to realize, and you still see it all over Facebook, all over Twitter, all over everywhere. One of the main reasons why Donald Trump won the election is because people who didn't support him were going out of their way to call people who supported Donald Trump racist and misogynist and putting him down. And a lot of people got pissed off because they're like, some people, like there are racist people who support Donald Trump, but a lot of people who voted for him aren't racist, aren't misogynistic, aren't any of those things that they were getting labeled. So they got pissed off about being put in that bucket again and again and again. And so they're going to vote. They're going, you know what? You're not going to vote. I know you're not going to vote because this is your game. I'm going to go vote for Donald Trump just to piss you off because you keep insulting me.
What names were Hillary's supporters called? No, not, I mean, cunts, yeah, but I mean, because they were Hillary supporters, what were they accused of being?
Nothing like racist, not
I can't
fascist,
think of anything.
Not anything. I mean,
Trump supported, they were called racist, fascist, misogynist, xenophobes. All of these labels are deplorables. And I'm trying to think, was there anything...
Stupid is the worst they were called. They were called dumb.
Yeah, dumb because that was their affiliation.
Yes.
But were there any labels put on people who were voting for Hillary?
No, lesbian. That's it. Like nothing.
There weren't.
Nothing.
So yeah, you're right. I want to see the Miley Cyrus clip.
But if people would take ownership of that and realize that that's one of the key reasons that a lot of these people who are crying, who are on Twitter in disbelief, a lot of these people who don't understand what happened need to take a step back and look outside of themselves. Try to figure out why somebody would do this. Not just sit there going, I'll never understand. Just sit there and go, okay, what's the takeaway from this? What do I learn from this? But they don't have any interest in learning about people who think differently. Or
instead of crying about it or screaming that other people are racist, the people who hate labels the most, quote unquote, like I don't like being labeled, they're the ones who are labeling all of Trump's supporters. You're this or you're that or you're this. And it's like the arrogance that causes you to label every person that likes Donald Trump a racist or a xenophobe or a guy who loves Hitler. That arrogance is exactly why she lost. Because that's why a lot of them didn't go out and vote, because they thought that she had it. And that arrogance is why, the Republicans have taken a lot of it. And I'm not saying that that's right or wrong or it's good. I voted for Chuck Schumer because I like him.
Right.
I don't like, I also voted for some Republicans. But, their arrogance, it's so fun to watch them not know how to handle.
They don't know how to handle.
Oh my God, but because they don't understand why most people like him.
Right. As opposed to sitting there and being like, okay, I can admit, I was watching the election results going, yeah, this is kind of scary that Donald's winning. I didn't see it coming. Obviously, I said on the air 100 times I thought Hillary was going to win. And it wasn't because I was supporting Hillary. I just thought that's the way it was going to go. And I was like, this is a little scary that Donald's winning. But immediately it was like, here's exactly why he won.
Did you support Hillary?
Huh?
Did you support Hillary?
Are you asking who I supported or who I voted for?
Did you support Hillary?
No, I didn't support her. Are you asking who I voted for?
Yeah.
That's a secret.
Votes are secret.
That's a secret.
Votes are
That's
secret.
a secret ballot. That's a rude question to ask.
You're right. I was just testing it. Votes are secret.
Votes are secret. We don't talk about who we voted for.
No, we don't.
One of the main reasons is we don't do politics on the show.
We don't talk politics.
No.
I did say I voted for Chuck Schumer, But
That was more of a joke because we don't talk about who we voted for.
And then I immediately did I looked over and just saw Republican. I'm like, I'll give one of each.
Right. And then who did you vote for president?
That's the secret.
Because it's a vote, right?
Yep.
Secret ballot.
That's right.
Let's just. I know who Miley Cyrus voted for.
Let's hear. I'm not sure.
She was Should we find out?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So probably like most people that are gonna see, well, maybe not, because given the result, maybe I really am different, and maybe a lot of people that I'm surrounded by think with open minds and open hearts like I do. And I do want to say that I've been very vocal for my support for everyone besides Donald Trump. Heavily supported Bernie, heavily supported Hillary.
Hang on, put pause, Adrian. I think part of it too, especially in the celebrities, but all like the liberal kids, is that they can't believe that their voice wasn't heard.
Of course, but their voice was heard. They just can't believe their voice wasn't lit. They didn't get their way.
Right. Like I should be influencing. My opinion is so smart and I'm so woke. I'm so woke. How could people not follow my lead? I'm the wokest person I know.
People didn't cry. I mean, you didn't see. And again, conservatives are typically older too, so that's a part of it. They've been through this a lot. Again, if you're going typically, it's like they're fucking a little older. But to sit there and blubber on social media, shut up.
Yeah.
But no matter why you're doing it, if your candidate lost, it stinks. I felt bad for Hillary's supporters. I know that they're genuine. They loved Hillary Clinton.
Sure.
But just shut up. This, like, her life is going to change.
I know.
Stop it.
Yeah. It's one thing to be like, oh, yeah, that sucks. They all lost. They were really invested in this. But when they start blubbering and they start acting like their world is falling apart and they start... There were people on the street...
More compassionate. She's not more compassionate than anybody else.
She isn't.
Stop fucking thinking that you care more than everybody else does.
Do you know what people are celebrities? Because they have giant egos. Because they are complete narcissists.
So I know why people are celebrities.
Like you, I do. You think Miley Cyrus was going up on stage, licking her hands and rubbing her vagina because she cared about other people, or because she said, "Hey, everybody, look at me, I'm Miley."
Both. I think.
You think so?
She cares about people.
Like, why do you think this show is called Jim Norton and Sam Roberts? Is because Jim Norton...
you didn't get your own way. By the way, I fucking off the subject. I did Big J Okerson's show last time. It was really fun. This crowd work show.
Oh yeah.
And when he introduces me, he goes, "All right, you know him from the Sam and Jim show."
Yes.
I'm like, God damn you, Jay.
Yes.
God damn you, Jay.
Look, I mean, we got to listen to the audience. If that's kind of just the way it's going, maybe that's the way we need to turn things.
I didn't care for that at all. I have a very big protest with Jay Okerson.
But the reason that it's called Jim Norton and Sam Roberts is because Jim Norton and Sam Roberts want their names front and center, because we are also narcissists and egotists.
That's not true. What I said, you wanted to call it, I said, why don't we call it Sam and Jimmy? And you said, no, Jim, it's got to be Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. I'm like, really? You're like, yeah. I'm like,
you wanted
okay.
Sam and Jimmy?
Sam and Jimmy.
I see.
And I also, that we didn't have to have our names in it at all.
What were you going to call it then?
I told you, breakfast chortling was my favorite.
That's a terrible name.
Breakfast chortling. Because that's what it is. You're waking up, you're having some laughs, and you're going to work.
I guess I forgot that you had told me that.
Pissed a bunch. Yeah.
Breakfast chortling.
It was an email.
So you're telling me that you deciding to choose a profession where you stand in front of a group of people, they must sit quietly, and you get to talk into a microphone for an hour?
Yeah, when I mesmerize them.
That's not narcissism?
No. I'm giving laughter.
Oh, I forgot.
It's so funny to me when performers don't realize what pompous asses they are.
Of course.
It's based in like a low self-esteem, please notice me, please like me. But you can't, as a performer, not think that you're a narcissist on some level just by the nature of the job.
Yeah.
Begging people to look at you and listen to you. Like, yeah, I love doing it. I like being a funny person, but it really is. It's arrogant by nature. And that's why so many celebrities are completely shocked when their opinion, not only their opinion isn't heard, but when their advice isn't taken. It's almost like when someone gives you advice, you're like, what do you think? When you ask someone for advice, what do you think I should do? And then they tell you and you decide not to do it. They're like, well, what the fuck you asked me?
Yeah.
Well, I just asked you. It doesn't mean I was going to do it.
Right. I wanted to hear what your opinion was. I disagree.
Didn't mean I was going to follow it.
Right. Well, then I'm not telling you again. Don't ask me again, okay? Do not ask me again.
So her falling apart like this is just silly to me, even though she looks kind of cute crying like
Miley
that.
Cyrus?
Ooh,
yeah, she does, doesn't she?
She certainly does. Let's
looking all cute and vulnerable.
Let me see Miley. I'd make her believe. If I had access to Miley Cyrus, I'd walk in with an I'm with her shirt.
You would?
I'd do like Caligula. I'd hold an onion by my fucking face and I'd cry a little bit while I talk to her.
You'd have the H with the arrow arrow, but it'd be sideways, so it's pointing down to your crotch.
She should have won. Fucking racism won.
You would agree with her?
In a second. I'd rip up a Trump picture, whatever she wanted. I'd call Don Jr. He'd go, hey, Jim. I'd be like, how do you know my name? Click.
You'd be crying
Yes.
about racism.
How did xenophobia win? I know, Jimmy, I know. How did racism win? Yeah, I'd eat her pussy.
I bet she'd let you. I was about to let you eat my pussy after that.
Let me just lick it.
It's the only thing that's going to make us feel better in this time of
That's
pain.
right. Get right down there.
Yeah.
Let me fucking... I believe her so much. Let me just lick your pussy. I know you didn't shower. Turn over. Let me stop.
Just everything would taste salty with tears.
Yeah.
You wouldn't mind that?
Her real ones are my old crocodile tears. I think that guy crocodile teared into my asshole.
Let's hear sexy
She is
Miley
lovely.
Cyrus
She
cry.
is lovely, though. God damn.
Oh,
she's
yeah, she
lovely.
is.
And I still think that in her lifetime she deserves to be the first female president. And that's what makes me so sad.
No, she doesn't.
Is that I just wish that she had that opportunity because
She's had two.
fought for so long.
Yeah, like...
And because
She's had
I
two.
believe her when she says that she loves this country.
She probably does love this country. I believe her, too.
You're right about the young people, though, because they all forgot that this same, not this generation, but the generation before them of young people, all voted for Obama instead of Hillary. This wasn't Hillary's time.
No.
Hillary's time was 8 years ago.
She had a shot, and people said no. She had 2 shots at it, which is more than most people get. And she's also been the First Lady of the United States, and she's also been the Secretary of State, and she's also been a U.S. Senator.
Right.
She's gotten more shots at power than most people will ever get in their life, and she's done great with a lot of it. I mean, she's succeeded.
She couldn't defeat the single most hated man to ever run for president. I mean, ever.
That was the Democrats' fault. If Joe Biden wanted to do it, he had a shot against Trump.
He'd win in a landslide.
I don't know about that because he was still tied in with Obama, and there's a lot of people who,
He's fucking Uncle Joe. You kidding me?
yeah, he would have won, but I think not by a landslide.
He's great. He is the most beloved Grandpa Joe since Charlie went to that chocolate factory.
I wish right now that seat would shoot up like the elevator.
Look into the Timpf box.
I was laughing. That's a good one.
He gets it.
I'm laughing.
Laughing.
I'm laughing.
Laughing. Type of laughs we have around here.
I was surprised yesterday and happy to see that a lot of people, including people that I don't like Sean King, were writing articles not that racism won, but that the Democrats are to blame for them losing.
Because it's 100% right.
It's 100% right, and I'm glad to see. What are you doing?
I'm just going to talk. I'm taking video of the Timpf box. I want people to see how Travis points his pen.
He's trying to make a
Go
great
ahead,
point.
make that point. Sorry, Trav. Dog, go ahead.
Travis, you were being salient in there.
Yeah, go ahead, make the point.
Well, that's basically all I have to say now.
Pointing that pen.
But-
Ooh.
Oh, the Timpf box is getting salient this
Sure
morning.
is. Oh, there's
Whoa.
Sam. Oh,
we're
back
doing
to
a
the
radio
time.
show.
Oh, you're still holding that pen.
I have to write things down.
That's
I know.
right.
Well, I
And
wish
we
it
have
was
to-
a resignation.
You would want that written?
And when we're not writing things down, we're making a point, aren't we,
That's right.
Travis?
But it was good to see.
It was. It was.
Instead of just the regular, like, ooh, racism won.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
like,
lost.
No,
I mean,
you guys lost because you put out a weak candidate.
Yeah, we fucked up.
and every fucking 8 or 12 years or whatever, it goes back and forth anyway.
Yeah, it's very hard to get your party elected again after 8 years.
12 fucking straight years. Come on, as the president, we had 8 years of Bush, 8 years of Obama, 8 years of Clinton. That's the way it kind of
When's
goes.
I think the last time it happened was what, Reagan and Bush, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
And it does happen, but it's not all the time. It's like people act like there's dynasties.
And by the way, it happened with Reagan and Bush, and then Bush only lasted one term.
Yeah.
Who did Bush beat, though? Bush Sr.
Dukakis.
Yeah, that was
Terrible
exactly.
candidate.
He's not a great candidate.
Just a terrible. What if I put this helmet on and jump in the tank? Oh, terrible.
But I do agree with Sam about Biden. I think
Landslide, baby.
I
Uncle
don't know if it would have
Joe.
been a landslide, but he would have done much better than Hillary.
Well, yeah, he's
Uncle Joe,
more
FTW.
sincere, and his life you know, it's you just know that his life experience. He's a guy who was on that train every fucking day.
Yeah.
Taking the train to work, and it's just harder to debate a guy. Thank you very
Plus, he
much.
gets ice cream with holding a fistful of money. How do
Exactly.
you not like that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like everything everybody wants.
Hey, that's a great
$20 in a cone. That's all you need for a fun afternoon.
Fucking-
2 10s in a cone.
Yeah. Throw on the fucking aviators. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I'd say 2 6s.
My mom was telling me last night that my dad was very depressed as the election results were happening. She's like, huh? And then she said, but he's okay now because the Dow Jones went back up. So he was upset because the market collapsed as Trump was winning.
It dropped by 700 and something points. I texted my accountant that night, and I'm like, it looks like they're saying it's a buying opportunity. And the next day, he's like, no, the market's way up.
Yeah.
Oh, you cunt.
I was really surprised to see that.
That it went right back up?
That it went up, so quickly.
Yeah.
Well, how many times have I said on this program that the market likes certainty, they don't like uncertainty?
Zero.
Zero. Yeah, I've never heard you say it.
That's because you don't listen. You're too busy fucking making googly eyes at Sissy Boy in there.
That's true. The crush that Travis and I have on each other is really getting to be a hindrance on the show.
Sure is. All I see is the trap. Drop out.
You're Dunsky.
Oh, no. There you go. Stop. I didn't hit.
Let's listen to some more Miley Cyrus crying.
Yeah.
We're done. She's given her life to make it better. But like Donald Trump so ironically played after his speech, it said you can't always get what you want. And
But if you try
happy hippies,
sometimes.
we adjust and we accept everyone who they are. And so Donald Trump, I accept you. And this is to say that I even accept you as the president of the United States.
The
And that's fine.
pomposity, and I love that word, of someone going on and saying this. Like, okay, folks, here's a moment. I accept you.
Yeah.
Gives a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to make the change.
Send out a quick tweet and go, you know what? I don't love Trump, but he won, so let's move forward and hope it works.
How about this? This is what I want out of Miley
Fucking
Cyrus.
melodramatic,
A tweet,
fucking 2-minute video
a
that we're
tweet
not
that
watching.
says, fuck, this is crazy, right? That's
Yeah.
it. That's the whole tweet. America, am I right?
How
That's it.
about the fucking Trump's gonna fire everyone?
Last time I heard a Trump's going to fire everybody joke, it was done by an Asian man with Down syndrome at my train station. That's the level of comedy you're working on, Chip. An Asian man with Down syndrome.
Gonna fire Vladimir Putin.
Pudding.
So yeah, she's even unmade up in
She's
a
hot.
t-shirt. Oh my God, is she phenomenal?
Yeah, she is.
I'd love
This
her
should
to
be a good
spit on me
think
with
she'd
a
be
dry
fun?
crying breath.
Her mouth agaped from crying and whining.
Yeah, she's really whinging.
You think she'd be a good time?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Little girl from Nashville.
Yeah, put her big fucking feet in your face.
You
I'd walk over with my Trump mask so she took a dump on me.
want to mind a little Southern accent?
No.
No.
You bad. Who'd you vote for, you older man?
You would want her to call you an older man?
Yeah, I'd tell her votes are secret. Fingers went in my hiney.
Smart. Smart. That's no way to crack the code.
By the way, I didn't vote for who people think I voted for.
Who do people think you voted for?
I don't know, but I can sense that they don't know who I really voted for. They don't care, but just by a few messages I've gotten.
You know what I think the point is? It's a secret.
Votes are secret.
And people need to respect that. You know, people shouldn't even be guessing who you voted for because it's a secret.
It's a secret.
All right, let's go back to Miley.
That's fine because I think now I want to be a hopeful hippie, and I want to be hopeful that you will step into. And President Obama, Mr. Obama, I want to say thank you for everything you've done in this past.
Packers!
Let's go to Angelo in Dutchess County. What's up, Angelo? Welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. You there, buddy?
Hey.
Hey, Angelo.
Hey, how are you today?
Good, buddy.
Good. Yeah, I just want to say about these baby boy protesters. Grow up. I mean, what did they think? Just because they're crying and screaming, they're going to change the election? Oh, I'm so sorry you guys are so upset. Now let's go make Hillary president. What a bunch of self-entitled douches they are.
But
they really are. And people that move into Canada, forget, go.
Nobody's moving
But
to
dude, are they
Canada.
really saying make her president, or are they just saying we don't like him?
No, here's what I believe. A lot of people are protesting because they found out that technically the Electoral College votes in December. So the Electoral College pledges their votes based on the way the popular vote is supposed to go, right? Based on state. But the delegates can change their vote if they want to. They never do. But if they want to, they can change their vote. Technically, they don't vote till next month. So a lot of the protesters who are educated to that think that they're going to be able
it's not going to happen.
to change the delegates to vote for Hillary. And you're 100% right.
That can't happen.
It's not going to happen. And honestly, as much as everybody's saying, it's not a democracy, man, because that's not the popular vote. If delegates started voting against, like delegates in the Electoral College started voting against what that vote said, that's what would fuck up our entire system.
And that's where you'd have, like, you know, they talk about armed militias. That's where you'd have very, very
100%.
serious problems.
100%, I agree with that. Thank you, Angelo.
But even the people who are, whether they're saying that or not, again, the protesters are annoying, sure. But what they're doing is what we've done. Every generation does it. It's a part of it. You don't like something, you protest about it. That's what you do. Every fucking older generation goes, shut up, you whinging faggots. And then they get older, and then you get older, and you yell at the younger people when they're protesting something you think is ridiculous. It's the way it is.
Right. Now we say, shut up, you whinging F words.
Yes, we do. Now, and then, you know, 20 years from now, it'll be you Wing, you know, because whinging will be...
Whinging will be bad.
Yes, we'll be cunt shaming.
Let's listen to some of the protesters from last night. So, like, I was watching Hannity. I love when Hannity does this. Hannity is the best at sending reporters down to the street and just, like, talking into their ears and trying to get them to ask uncomfortable questions. They didn't really get anything last night, so he was doing that. But I was watching all the protest videos from last night. Some of the people, admittedly, were saying that they didn't vote. A lot. When you get a protester individually, a lot of them feel misguided. Let's listen to this guy.
I'm here because my ancestors came to this country 100 years ago, and they knew people who were burned in factory fires, and people like Donald Trump would have let them die and not allowed factory safety legislation to take place. I'm here because my wife is currently teaching young girls how to be scientists. Yay. And now some of those girls are going to doubt their capacities because of someone like Trump. I'm here because I want to make a better country, and I feel like Trump is not going to let that happen.
I love this idea that, like, somehow Trump is going to make it so that women can't progress. And everybody's acting like Bill Clinton is a beloved president. He's more beloved than Obama. He's certainly more beloved than either of the Bushes. Like, Bill Clinton is beloved. And Bill Clinton was fucking interns.
Bill Clinton gives hope to fatties all around the world. Bill Clinton was a great man. He's like, no matter what you look like, you too can have the most powerful man on earth shove a smoking implement into your fucking fat vag.
Yeah. It's like they won't let anything happen. You know what I mean? They're so worried about the potential in this, and it's because that's been the narrative for so long.
And by the way, his fucking family who came here 100 years ago and they knew people who died in factory fires, how about you just leave when the place is on fire?
Right.
Don't just stand there like cows and burn to death.
I gotta put my hours in. I gotta stay here at the factory.
How about you leave? Don't work in the factory. Get about to be a lawyer. What are you doing? You've chosen to be a lawyer. You're a factory worker. Fire breaks out. You stand there. Well, you got what you had coming to you.
Right. It's like sitting there and being like, oh, the band on the Titanic, I'm so upset that they sank with the ship. Why? They chose to stay on last.
Exactly. Just because you heard there was a big talent scout getting into one of the little boats that you're hoping to audition before you fucking made your escape.
All those gentlemen that said, no, women and children first. Fuck them. I'd be George Costanza just knocking old ladies over.
They're very lucky.
As I left that boat.
I was not on that boat because history would still recall the man who said, move, cunt, and jumped on a boat as a mother was thrown overboard.
Yeah. We were able to save the women, the children, and one rude man.
Yes, and one man who blinks a lot with a weak chin.
Then there was this young lady who was protesting last night.
Because I want to spread good vibes. This election made us all feel miserable for the past 16 months. But
She's really cool. She has a great way of speaking. I want to spread good vibes.
I want to spread good vibes.
Spread good vibes.
What's she talking about?
She wants to spread good vibes.
Do you like good vibes?
I love good vibes.
So you must like this chick.
I do, because she spreads them.
Is that what you spread?
No, I don't. Spread negativity and doubt.
Yeah. You spread positive test results.
Yes, I do.
Instead of vibes.
There you go. Weight loss coming up.
Why are you here then?
It's what George Carlin said. If you voted, you have no right to complain.
Is that what George Carlin? Is that a direct quote?
It is. But George Carlin wasn't some fucking dope who didn't know why he said it. He made a really great point before.
That's what as I'm watching, I'm like, oh.
And he did it to get to a joke.
Of course he did it to get to a joke.
I thought of that recently, but he's like, you have no right to complain. On the other hand, and then fucking people it's such a good joke.
And you know where he's going. You start to figure out where he's going, and there's a crescendo.
Fucking brilliant.
But then you see like that, but that's what happens. Like the message gets stomped on and cheapened and cheapened and cheapened until it's just fucking good vibes, girl.
Well, I knew I liked her. She's cute. She wants good vibes, and she likes Carl. This is 44 seconds. Play this, what he said.
I mean, he must, it is so fun watching Carlin because you kind of start to figure out where he's going, and he comes up with these infallible arguments.
He's so brilliant.
You know what I mean?
So fucking brilliant. Such a great thinker.
Yeah.
And a great social commentator. Even if he didn't agree with him, he was still so fucking good at that.
But that chick was good too. It's like Carlin said, I don't vote, so I can complain.
I mean, technically, yeah, but she should have said, on the other hand. How great is that moment where you realize where he's going?
On the other hand, spread good vibes.
Yes, and I have good kissable lips.
You like her, huh?
I do. A little Lisa Loeb looking naughty girl.
Take those little glasses off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like gonna put fingers in my butt and call me Luca.
Let's go to Tommy in Brooklyn. Tommy.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hello, Tommy.
You know, it's so ridiculous. And it all goes back, you know what? It's all of their parents' fault, these kids that are protesting. Because when they were playing ball as kids and coming in fourth place and getting rewarded, and now they need to be heard and they can't handle losing, it's a problem.
Well, luckily, Yale recognized that. Yale and a bunch of other schools recognized that, and a lot of professors are letting students skip classes and skip tests in the wake of the Trump victory. Liberal college students devastated over the results of the election have been begging their teachers to cancel classes and midterm exams. And one Yale professor, this is Yale, okay, this is
sure.
Ivy
where George
League.
Bush went, I believe.
Yeah, and John Kerry happily obliged on Wednesday. The unnamed educator said he ultimately chose to give his economics class the option to skip their test so they can cope with the fact that Donald Trump is their new president-elect.
That's the irritating part. But Tommy, what you're saying is correct. Part of them, that they don't know how to lose. They've always gotten their own way. But again, I said before, every generation does this shit. This is not new.
No.
They've been doing it since the 60s. I mean, people have been protesting the whole time our country has existed, and everyone who's not protesting looks at the protesters and goes, you cunt, shut up." Do you know what I mean? So it's a part
You're right.
of it's a part of who we are. I think it's a good thing, even though it's annoying.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy.
Well,
Bye, Tommy.
Talk to you later.
But a guy in Brooklyn, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
And there's no guy Tommy in Brooklyn. Hey, he's gonna be fucking looking at these protesters. Going, the kids are out there expressing themselves.
Yeah, nice to see. It's nice to see.
They're gonna say they went into Brooklyn and someone threw scalding water in a bucket on them.
Did you see Perez Hilton
I did not.
reacting to the results of the election?
No, but I'm sure it was responsible.
Do you think? Who do you think he was voting for?
Did he make himself cry with cum bubbles coming out of his eye?
Jim. He does not bully anymore. You know that.
No, I respect that. After he got called out enough times, he changed his view. Good.
He did change. A lot of people, votes are secret. For instance, Jim Norton, Sam Roberts, Travis Teft. We feel like our votes should be secret. Although Travis did.
He wrote in the gay party.
The gay party?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Oh, yeah, wink. I see it.
They were just like, who do you want to vote for? And Travis wrote the gay party.
gay
And they were like,
party.
it's not even this doesn't make sense.
They didn't even ask. Like, when I went up to get my ballot, I just told them.
Yeah.
I said, "Gay party, please. Where's that ballot?"
And they pointed. It was the voting booth with the glory hole in it. Oh, shit. Oh.
Perez, believe it or not, was not a Trump supporter.
What?
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
No.
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
Let's see what he said.
Okay.
What's he say?
America accepted both of my parents, Cuban immigrants, fled a communist country to better their lives here. America has helped me go to college on a scholarship. I went to NYU on an academic full scholarship.
Oh.
And I am a self-made person. I employ people. I give back. I am charitable. I care about my fellow Americans.
He's wearing a Hillary
Donald
t-shirt.
Trump only cares about Donald Trump. He showed that to us
Can you pause? This coming from the guy who has made a living humiliating people in a way by drawing cum on their face.
Yeah. And posting pictures of their kids. Do you remember how pissed Adam Sandler was at Perez Hilton for posting photos of his kids and being like, look at his ugly kids? Stop
pretending you care about other people.
And you're not like a fucking factory worker. You're not you didn't build this thing with your bare hands. You're a blogger. That'd be like me saying, you know, I have staffers on my radio show. I've created a life for D-Bag the sick baby. I've created a life for sick baby D-Bag and Adrian, and there would be no Timpf box without me either.
He really thinks he's fucking Bert Johnson from Arthur. I was a millionaire by the time I was 18. Shut up, Perez.
Again, and I know people want change. I know people
They
are
got
angry.
change. By the way, they got change.
This is change.
I get that he hates Trump. That's fine. But people did get change. People were sick of certain things, and now they're going to want certain things.
Yeah.
And maybe after 4 years, people will go, hey, fuck Trump. We don't like him. And they'll get changed again.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
But they let that cloud their better judgment. Anybody but Donald Trump. Anyone.
Nah.
We are not going to be okay.
Yes, we are.
Cool. Then why don't you lead by example and change everything you do on your website? I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to lead by example, why don't you make it just this positive place?
That's what I did,
of positivity.
Jimmy. That's what I did. I changed my website already, and it is positive. I don't bully anymore.
Okay. But the fact is, he did for a long time.
Yeah.
It's amazing a bully who hates a bully.
Yeah. Well, the other bully got to be the president. Perez buckled.
Yeah, I don't mind them hating Trump, but don't act so surprised by it.
Adrian, you have a Cuban immigrant dad too, right?
Yes.
You think he'd be psyched if you turned out to be Perez Hilton?
He would disown me.
He would?
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Why? He wouldn't be happy if you were...
If you made a crying...
If I made a video like that...
That's it.
He would hit me.
He would smack you?
Yeah. He wouldn't care if I was gay.
But even if you're...
suspicious.
As an adult, if you made a video like that...
Crying.
Right. You're in your mid-20s, he would still smack you?
Yeah, he'd be like, find other plans for Thanksgiving.
So is he a Trump supporter?
Yes.
So a Cuban immigrant, like Perez's parents, maybe not. Cuban immigrant like Adrian's dad is.
I found out from Adrian, our Cuban representative, that the reason the Cubans didn't like Marco Rubio, who is Cuban, no huevos.
That's right.
You need him, right?
Yeah, well, I heard Adrian's father goes, there's two things in this world. I got my word and my balls. And a disappointing son. That's three things. I don't count too good.
I got my word and my balls. And my balls disappointed me.
That's right. I have my word and my balls. And my balls produce this fruit. People are really upset.
Really upset.
But then again, you know what? If Hillary got elected, Trump's fan, maybe they wouldn't react the same way because a lot of them are older, but they'd be on social media. They're fucking communist cunt. They'd be just as
if
mad.
If Hillary won?
Yeah.
Oh my God, people would be furious.
People would be very mad too.
Except that'd be more anger. Like, this is like coping. There wouldn't be like coping and coming together. I called my mom yesterday. She had to take a half a Xanax to get through the day.
Did she?
Yeah.
She doesn't like Trump?
She was very disturbed by everything.
Really?
Yeah, she was on Xanax when I talked to her.
Oh, man. She's probably on Xanax all the time. She just finally admitted it.
She's just a pillhead.
Damn. Like, that's why your mom is such a wonderful, happy woman. She's fucking loaded. She's a dope fiend. Imagine if you found out Sam's mother was actually shooting heroin for all these years. That's why she was so happy.
Yeah.
How happy that would make me.
I never checked between her toes.
Absolutely not. Fucking toe webbing's all fucked up from booting dope. Brother's a junkie, Sam.
TJ in Colorado. What's going on?
When I was a kid, I thought TJ was the coolest name.
You did?
Yeah.
Why?
is.
I don't know. I just
It
thought it was a
is the
cool
coolest
initial.
name.
What?
I think there was a kid at camp who was TJ. I was like 12. I was like, what a cool name.
Yeah, but you know what's ironic? If your name was TJ, it would not be cool. It had nothing to do with the name.
Yeah, it would have been Tiny Jimmy.
No, it's no, it's a cool name.
It is, buddy.
What does TJ stand for?
Jimmy's right. Yeah, I'd rather not, but
What?
that's why I go by. That's why I go by.
What is it? What is TJ?
The Timpf Jews?
My last name and Junior.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sorry, Travis.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of
It does suck. See,
only one of
we
those.
just ruined it.
There's only one Timpf Jew.
Travis is a happy boy.
Yeah, he is. Because he doesn't have to deal with his
Hey, well,
Jew-loving
first
mom
off,
anymore.
Are you mad, Travis?
And who?
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah. For what?
Sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
No, well, first off, I want to know what kind of sweet treats your mom's making while she's on these Xanax pills. That's got to be some good stuff.
I don't know. Maybe she's been slipping it into the cooking for a long time.
She sure has been.
Maybe so.
Sugar
Maybe
cookies
so.
with a great twat hair in them.
That's
Sorry.
way out of line. I mean,
apologize.
totally unnecessary.
I didn't mean hers. I meant someone else.
It's just like so. You just really emphasize
I
the
didn't
word
mean it.
too.
I didn't
You
mean
know
it.
her, right?
I didn't mean it.
You know, you didn't.
I truly didn't mean it.
She's already going to be mad that I brought up the phone call. Now you had to bring up twat hair.
And gray. I know.
Just mean. It's mean.
That's Sam. That's what you use to pick the cookie up. It's like a handle.
See, you keep going.
The root locks in there.
It's not good. Go on,
Dog with a
TJ.
bone there. Anyways, so I work in the oil field, and I live in Colorado where they're big anti-fracking. And my cousin's in college, and they went on this, and she called me up and was asking me all these questions. And come to find out, these teachers up here are teaching their agenda versus teaching basic facts. Now, I don't care whatever side you're on, but when you're teaching falsehoods, who are you going to believe? Who are these 18, 19-year-old kids going to believe? A tenured college professor or someone who's working in the industry? So that's where a lot of these millennials are coming out with it's just not facts. It just lies because they're teaching their agenda and what they want to push through, and then that's going into the workforce.
I wonder if cable news has had a big influence on that, because at some point it became like a news magazine show. It became okay to be a commentator on the news. The art of the news anchor, like Lester Holt, I guess, is still technically an anchor, not a commentator. But all the cable news channels, everybody on them is a commentator now. And you wonder if it's gone all the way down to teachers, where they see this is the way to deliver news, to do it with your opinion attached to it, and that's the way they teach.
It's always been that way, I think. It's just more obvious now. But again, everybody's always complaining. Teaching evolution is considered like, a liberal, annoying idea to a lot of people. When they first started teaching it, they wanted to stop teaching creationism.
Right.
That was the problem. Oh, you fucking teachers. It's always been that way. It's just more, maybe it's a little more blatant now or more obvious because it gets talked about so much.
When I was in school, evolution had to be taught as you had to preface it by saying this is one theory.
Yes, and you were also pointed out as in the middle of the chart somewhere physically.
We do have evidence that evolution exists.
Yes.
Sam, would you stand up, please?
This thing with a glued cockhead and Mad Magazine feet.
It's not funny, TJ. I wish you weren't laughing.
TJ, huh? Timely jocularity.
Okay, goodbye, TJ.
Later.
Bye.
Timely jocularity.
Perfect, right?
Let's go to Eddie in Montreal. What's up, Eddie?
Eddie!
Hey, Sam and Jim. Good to see you. I wanted to call to say thanks to the U.S. for an amazing election.
Sure.
In Canada, it's extremely boring. For 2 months, they decide who's going to lead the parties, and then 2-3 months of campaigning, and it's done. But you guys, you made it much more exciting.
Are they talking about this in Canada, Trump's election?
They talk about it night and day. It's all they talk about. Newspapers, talk shows.
They just
We're
talk
way
about
more
it.
interested in your election than our own.
Yeah, but you guys probably talk about it very pridefully. Like, look at what a fucking disaster is going on south of the border.
No, they're probably like, look at how cool America is. They did the right thing.
You think
right?
so?
Yeah,
Well,
the
you're
rest
not
of the world
supposed to
thinks
say
we're
who
great.
you voted for, Jim. That's a hint. You
No,
shouldn't
I'm
tell
saying
me.
I'm speculating how Canada would say.
Jim doesn't talk about who he voted for.
I don't talk politics on the show.
We're more right, left leaning here. I don't think too many Trumpers were around. Most people were interested.
Left leaning, you're laying on your elbows reading a book.
Well, I'm in Montreal. I met both of you guys when you did your Montreal shows.
Those were fun. We should go back to Montreal
Except
at some point.
Roland. Roland was not nice to me. Everybody else was
Why
nice.
wasn't Roland nice to you?
He's probably having...
Because he blocked me on Twitter. He never told me why, and I met him, and I said, by the way, why did you block me? He says, hold on, I'm going to unblock you right away. And then he clicked away on his phone for 1 second, and then he faked it, because he never unblocked me.
Well, he probably made a mistake. He has fat fingers.
But he's okay. I mean, he has to do. Also, there's another thing. We have a very, very cold winters here. There's lots of room for celebrities. Like there's minus 40 winters, and Yukon Territory is very cold, so they can come live there. There's a lot of room.
Right.
But they're just going to have to be cold, that's all.
I think it'll be good. Thank you very much, Eddie.
No problem.
I'll talk to you later. Joe in Pennsylvania. Welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
How do you do, Joe?
Doing very well, Jimmy.
What do you say?
Sam as well.
Yes.
Question for you. What do you think about Amy Schumer going on there and putting a big blast on Instagram and calling people who voted for Trump racists and all this good stuff?
Did she really say that? I honestly didn't say that. That's not fair either. I mean, I wish she wouldn't. I mean, it's not,
Also, like I
really wish she wouldn't do that.
Yeah, she's coming from an emotional place, obviously.
Yeah.
I think that she's wrong, and she's misdirected a little bit.
Can we say it? I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's up. This is it. Also, the quote that she put up is a quote that's been going around the internet a lot, which is Donald Trump's quote that said, if I were to run, I'd run as a Republican. They're the dumbest group of voters in the country. They believe anything on Fox News. I could lie, and they'd still eat it up. I bet my numbers would be terrific. They say Donald Trump said this in a People magazine interview. It's not true.
It's not true.
It goes that quote's been everywhere. It didn't happen.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, she even says it's not true.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Oh, okay. All right.
But,
so did she put up a video?
Amy Schumer?
Yeah.
No. She put up that quote that we're saying is not true, and then she put up a long caption that said the interview where she said she was going to move to London was said in jest. She's not moving out of the country, which is fine. People get emotional.
Yeah.
And then she said, anyone saying pack your bags is just as disgusting as anyone who voted for this racist, homophobic, openly disrespectful woman abuser.
Well, that's criticizing him and not the people who voted for him.
Yeah. No, that's right.
Even though, like, look, man, I don't even think he's a racist. I literally think
or
that
a homophobe.
No, I don't think he's homophobic. Did he say anything homophobic?
No.
He even came out at one point when all the
he came out?
No.
Yes, he's a homosexual man. I don't see how they could say this about him.
When the Caitlyn Jenner thing was going, he said, "Yeah, she can use my bathroom. I don't care."
But he did say that. Yeah. He did, and that was controversial because the Republicans were trying to get him to say, and when they were like, if Caitlyn Jenner wanted to use the women's restroom at Trump Tower, Trump goes, she can use whatever bathroom she wants to. This is stupid.
Yeah.
Which honestly is the best possible response you can have to that. Like, this is a dumb conversation.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how people feel about him a month or 2 months from now, once it's all settled, and then you realize, okay, the whole world's not going to fucking fall apart. We're not going to collapse. Everything is not going to be different than we thought it was going to, like 2 months ago. Then just see how people react to it.
Yeah.
But the videos of people crying, it's like, what are you doing?
Let's go to Chris in California. What's up, Chris?
I've never been this attached to a candidate. Ever. As people are.
Right.
I've never been this attached to a candidate.
People do. I mean, there are always groups of people that just live and die by candidates. That's why, I get why Amy wouldn't want Donald to win. I can't relate to Amy on her diehard support for Hillary. Like, she has completely attached herself to Hillary. She wrote, people who voted for Donald are weak. You are not just misinformed. You didn't even attempt information.
Oh, she did say. I didn't read that.
That's what she said.
You are not misinformed. You didn't even attempt. Yeah, that's unfair, and it's not accurate.
Chris, what's up, buddy?
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I was actually calling hoping to argue with that dude that just made blatant arguments about college professors teaching their agenda and hoping to ask them certain, to say exactly what he was talking about, but I obviously missed that opportunity.
Yes.
But I wanted to call Sam out on something real quick.
Oh, shit. Sure.
I thought, if you're talking about making good arguments, how is it that you can make sweeping assumptions about people voting for Hillary, but you fail to do so when it comes to, I guess, a certain racism or anything like that?
What sweeping assumptions did I make about people voting for Hillary?
What do you mean?
For example, you said most millennials the majority of them don't even understand how the system works, but you won't say that most Trump supporters are something. And I'm not saying that they are, But I'm just saying, be consistent in how you make your sweeping generalization.
No, I didn't say most people who voted for Hillary. I said a lot of the people that protesting didn't vote, and the
millennials.
I said the millennials that have a problem with the Electoral College walked into this election not knowing how the system worked, because I saw it the entire election. The people who are complaining about things that have been in place for years are complaining about it because they didn't know about it. If you were aware that the Electoral College has been in place for years, then I don't understand why you would wait until your candidate lost to have a problem with it, unless you didn't know how the Electoral College worked.
But don't you see how making the sweeping generalization that most people protesting don't understand how the Electoral College works without actually knowing that is a sweeping generalization?
Most of the people who are because I'm telling you what it's based on. That it's one thing that the people who are sitting there shocked at the Electoral College, for the most part, would not have gone in knowing how it worked. This was not to see that Hillary Clinton won the popular vote by 200,000 votes, but Donald Trump won the election is like an interesting tidbit. It's not a shocking, like, oh my God, there's an injustice happening. It's like, oh yeah, this has happened before. This happens sometimes with the way we're set up.
I think
the same way.
I think it's obvious that
the same way Hillary winning the primaries by a huge margin with the help of superdelegates is something. It's not new. It's not like Hillary invented superdelegates for this election. It's something that has been in place, and she took advantage of. And it's
gross. It's gross.
Yeah.
Superdelegates, all that shit's disgusting.
I understand. I get it. But you still are making sweeping generalizations if they don't understand something without actually knowing if they understand something. I just wanted to put that out there. I also wanted to say, talk about the homophobia.
Yeah.
Even the only thing that from what I understand where it's coming from, is just the idea of traditional conservative values, such as Trump has said that he's going to reinstate those, meaning traditional marriage is between a man and a woman.
Yeah, but Bill Clinton also said the same thing. Bill Clinton, I believe, said that marriage is between a man and a woman, and Barack Obama originally said that, I think. He did not immediately. Joe Biden pushed Obama to be okay with gay marriage publicly.
Oh, Mean Joe, he's at it again.
So you know what I mean? All these people calling Trump homophobic. Again, if you hate Trump, fucking hate him, but don't say that he's something that he's not. And he's been in entertainment for fucking 20 years. You think he's never worked with gay people?
Yeah.
He's been on television for how long? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
No, I'm not calling him homophobic. I was just saying where it might have come from.
Yeah, but I think the sweeping generalization about a lot of these people not understanding is because what they're saying, their reaction to it is not understanding how Trump won. And it's not that they don't like that he won. There's a lot of them that don't understand how he won because of the popular vote.
People are walking around going, how could this happen? And then saying that there is a grave injustice that it did happen. And there was no injustice. Like, this is one, I could see protesting because you're mad and you just want to release your anger and protest, and that's fine. But to act like anybody has been wronged in this process is misinformed.
It is an anomaly.
But by saying that, you're again making a sweeping generalization about what they're protesting. You're
Look, all I can do is look at the way the protests are covered.
And what they say.
And what they are saying, what the protesters are saying.
Are covered by the media, which you also say is wrong. You pick and choose.
I'm not covered by them. No. I'm not going by the media. I'm going by the protesters. The protesters are very active on social media. So I'm going by their words from their social media accounts.
Okay,
I'm going by every
you're going by every protester's social media account, and you've come to this conclusion.
Do you think it'd be a better radio show if I came out and said, look, I've discovered that in the few cases that I saw, there are people out there, some of whom may believe that what's happening is, or...
That was how I wrote it.
Do I sit there and say very clearly, people are flabbergasted at what's happened. Thousands of people have come forward and say, I don't know what happened. Thousands of people have come forward and said, there is an injustice that happened here. And I'm telling you that there is not an injustice that happened here. And all 100% of the people, I will phrase this so you'll understand, 100% of the people who believe that an injustice happened in the election are misinformed. 100%.
Misinformed about what?
About how the process works.
about how the Electoral College works.
He won fair and square, whether people like him or not. There was nothing shady about Trump's win. There's nothing.
No one's claiming that.
I know that, but Sam, explaining to you. He's explaining to you. Something.
Nobody's claiming it was unfair. Okay, let's go to CNN. Let's check this out.
Stand up right. I need Hillary to stand up right now and walk in and sue the United States of America and say, back when black people couldn't vote, right? How many years ago your vote would have been 1/3? Guess what? Today it still is. Today, right now.
He's pointing at a black reporter, by the way.
Don Lemon. How great is it to watch?
Is that Don Lemon?
Yeah. How great is it to watch somebody's argument fall apart before they've even made it?
Especially because he thinks he's going to win over the black reporter by mentioning the whole fucking a third of a vote thing, 33% or whatever it was.
You know what I'm saying, right, brother?
He thought that out up until sue the government.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I can't justify this at all.
What were you going to say before? It's an anomaly?
It's an anomaly that the person who won the popular vote didn't win the election. I mean, that's only happened 5 times.
Right.
And 3 of those times were in the 1800s.
Right. Right.
So it is an anomaly.
Yes. Yes.
When was the last time before this?
2000.
It was Bush. It was Trump. And then it was 3 times in the 1800s.
And in the
both
1800s,
Republicans.
that's when it was like you didn't even know who was like black people couldn't vote. That's when it was horrendously misrepresented.
And the Democrats, I think, in these situations would have a much better shot at winning things if it was only the popular vote, because again, they tend to get the cities, and the cities are where you have fucking 8 million people here in New York. They tend to get those easily.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank
for the
you,
call.
Chris.
Thank you, guys.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later. We should take a break. Phone banks are full.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about a couple things. I want to play for you. There was Dr. Phil's been having the best guests on.
I love Dr. Phil. He helps me see things.
Is that right?
Yes.
He had a girl on that's convinced that Eminem is her father. And she was on with her family, who was repeatedly telling her that Eminem is not her father. But she would not give it up. So I want to play that for you. I believe Kat Timpf from Fox News is coming in this morning. So
she's lovely.
She is. She's a lovely, lovely girl, and she's got a podcast on Barstool Sports. So we'll talk about all that and all this with her. We'll be back. Go ahead.
I have to prostitute myself. I'm doing UFC this weekend. Rashad Evans had to drop out due to some MRI thing, so they've actually asked me to come in, do a little comedy in the ring, and then I'm going to be in Fort Lauderdale.
In the ring?
Yeah, but where the Rashad Evans fight would be, everyone's going to be quiet and listen to my comedy. And then I'm going to Florida next week, and I get a bunch of other dates. Doylestown and whatever. If you want to come see me, go to JimNorton.com, Hartford, Connecticut. Come and see my show.
And are the UFC Unleashed podcast good this week? Because people are
Unfiltered.
Oh, Unfiltered.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah?
It's really fun, yeah. We had a phone call with Tyron Woodley yesterday, and we had a guest in. Matt's a fun guy to talk to, too.
He is fun.
He's like all over the place.
We should have him come back in here. I liked when he was in.
He's a maniac.
It's fun. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Anxiously awaiting the return of Jim Norton. It's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. Jim was making.
Yeah, I had to go upstairs because the bathrooms are closed.
Oh, yeah.
Down here when that lady's working in there. They shouldn't be. She should be forced to watch us shit. I really think that lady...
You wouldn't be too bashful?
No. That lady, we should actually be... She should be on a ladder looking over, watching us shit. I didn't even have to shit, but I would just to do it in front of her.
Just to teach a lesson?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Get a better job.
By the way, we'll have Kat Timpf in here in a little while from Fox News.
Bless you.
No, it wasn't a sneeze. It's very, very cute, though. Over in the Timpf box, Travis is either going to have a lot of jobs or a lot of phone calls to make, because he was voted to be at least one vote to be the treasurer of Atlantic County. I don't know if this is the sheriff of Cumstown, USA, the controller of Port of Palm Beach, Associate Justice of the Supreme Court in Minnesota, Village of Kenmore District Attorney, Sheriff of a county in New Jersey, Associate Justice of the Supreme Court in Alabama, Lake County, Ohio Beekeeper and Honey Surveyor, House of Representatives in Massachusetts' 2nd Congressional District, Sheriff of Grand Traverse County, Michigan, School Board Member in Sussex County, New Jersey Registrar in Hudson County, Associate Justice of the Supreme Court in New York. Should I go on, Travis? Have you made any of your concession calls?
No, I'm be very busy today.
U.S. Senator, Howell Councilman at Large.
Ooh.
Mercer County freeholder. I don't even know what that is. Texas 30th District State Representative. Dog catcher for one of them.
I wouldn't know. I don't have a list in front of me.
Oh, he didn't print out one
No,
for
he
you?
didn't.
Oh, that's not...
Apparently someone thinks there's only one host.
That's right. Oh, boy. He's sweating now. He's sweating now, showing bias. Not good. Is there anyone over in the Timpf Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisor?
I would hate that.
Why?
Because who wants to deal with soil and water? No, here comes your list.
I guess the district supervisor. Oh, this
I would
one.
be dog catcher.
Here's one that you would not be qualified for.
Oh.
Monroe County Family Court Judge.
Why, you think I have bias?
I just wouldn't trust you.
No, well, you do act like Monroe on Too Close for Comfort.
I don't get it.
Oh, he's gay.
Let's see. Is there anyone or coroner in Bentonville, Arkansas?
What's the one in Cumstown, USA?
Sheriff of Cumstown, USA.
I can do that.
And drinker.
Yeah. He's the town drinker. He's the well surveyor.
The sheriff is a drinker.
I did want to talk about, away from the election, this chick that was on Dr. Phil. And Dr. Phil had on this, she's like 16-year-old girl who went on with her sister and her mother. And she claims that Eminem is her father. And her mother and her sister have told her under no uncertain circumstances that is not the case. He isn't. So I wanted to see. So Dr. Phil thought he would get in the middle of things.
Oh, good.
And this girl would make a case for herself.
Did you tell people that Eminem is your father?
Yes, I did, actually. Yeah, I did.
Is he your father?
I am not sure. My mom has pictures of a guy that looks just like Eminem. Like, I'm not even kidding. Looks just like Eminem. I'm sitting on his lap and everything.
No. And that wasn't Eminem. It was a family member.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there he is. Yeah.
Dr. Phil,
That looks like it looks like Eminem if he was a space alien.
That is Eminem.
Oh, that doesn't look like him at all.
That's what he looks like now.
Oh, okay.
In his current state.
Really? That does not look like Eminem at all.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of weight, and I think he's still on pills and stuff. I don't know.
Is he on pills?
I think so. He was for a long time.
Wow, maybe I haven't seen him. He looks a little older.
Yeah, and he's got no body fat on him whatsoever. It's scary.
God,
It's
that doesn't look like
skeletal.
him.
It's skeletal. But I love. She's sitting there going like, "Yeah, I was on the lap of somebody who looks just like Eminem," and their sister's like, "That's a family member," and her mom's just going, "No."
Yeah, sometimes I would rap Eminem into their ears.
What do you mean? What would you say?
My tea's gone cold.
Go on.
With a real
gosh,
Slim
there he is,
Shady
yeah.
bounce in my lap.
Just like that, except without the hat, and he always wears a white t-shirt.
She's cute. How old is she?
Yeah.
16.
No.
Okay. So
they're going, no, and she just goes, yeah.
She's just a dumb teenager.
Yeah, but how do you sit there on television? How does the mother bring her on if she's only 16? Why would she be like, yeah, come with me, we'll go
Where's
on
the
Dr.
girl's
Phil?
father?
It's Eminem. I don't know. He's in Detroit, I guess.
She doesn't know who her dad is.
I don't know. Well, yes, she knows who her dad is. Marshall Mathers.
But she didn't grow up with her dad. Like in the house.
Not in the house, no. He was on tour.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, he was doing
sad.
TRL.
That's just sad. Instead of realizing that she's been abandoned by her dad, she just wants it to be Eminem.
She's just jealous of the other Haley.
She lived this little fantasy life that's my dad, and it's going to be special someday, and we're going to get together, and he's going to realize how much he missed me.
I'm the real Haley.
I'm the real Haley.
Because she used to listen to all the old Eminem songs when he talked about his daughter, and she'd be like, oh, he's not talking about that Haley. He's
talking about me.
He's sending a message to me.
He's not.
He isn't.
Not at all.
He's not a part of your life.
No.
That's what your mother's trying to tell you. She's never had sex with Eminem.
Absolutely. And nobody named a comet after you, bitch.
It's my comet. I think my dad's a scientist.
Let me, oh no. I want to see the family photo.
I don't know. I don't think they show it.
Why wouldn't they? That makes the case.
They probably don't have permission from the guy who looks like Eminem to show his photo on TV.
Fair enough.
I guess.
Yeah. There's this picture of me when I was little. It's on my Facebook, and
I've seen the picture.
yeah.
Do you really believe
Oh, I do. Yes, I do.
you believe he's your father?
Yeah.
She knows who her dad is.
But don't you think that would be something that would be
Kind of crazy.
kind of noteworthy?
Kind of
I mean,
crazy.
kids, everybody has kids all the
Eminem
time.
was your
and
father? I mean, don't you think?
I don't think it's that crazy, honestly.
How would your mother have met?
Are you kidding?
Her mom's sitting there
Well,
openly laughing at her.
And look at the mom. What Dr. Phil should say is, do you really think Eminem would fuck this? Your mom's no looker.
Yeah, do you understand? Eminem would have to fuck this to make that.
Yeah, it's just not possible. She's very cute, though, the 16-year-old.
Yeah, she looks like a combination of her mom
and
Eminem, yeah, and Marshall Mathers. It's very odd. It's so weird to you're seeing a person who's completely delusional.
Yeah, these are like white teenager problems. I do understand why black people can't stomach us.
Because we're sitting there worried about whether or not Eminem is our father?
Yeah. These are big problems.
You think black people... Well, I don't know. There's some black kids that are convinced that Bill Clinton is their dad.
Well, he is Bill Clinton's son.
That's actually a good point.
He got DNA from... He's begging Monica Lewinsky for DNA.
He's begging Monica... Well, we should probably play him after this one. Because he's begging Monica, and now he's reaching out to Obama.
Okay.
To try to help him out. And I think he probably will.
Obama will.
I think so.
That's what the Democrats need.
Yeah. Is Bill Clinton's black son to have proof.
Yeah.
let's see. I've met quite a few famous people in my life. I've dated. Do you know Harding University?
Oh my God! Here goes.
I dated their quarterback.
Do you think?
Why is the mother making a face?
Eminem was your father.
She probably didn't really date the quarterback.
Have had some contact.
Is she nuts?
With him, or?
What do you mean? Wait. Is she nuts?
There's a difference between wanting to believe something.
Her mom is sitting here being like, "He's not your father. I don't even know who Eminem
but
is."
The mom could lie. Or maybe the mom didn't know. She just fucked this blonde guy in a fucking Quickie Mart parking lot. But to actually say I dated someone that you didn't date means you're lying. There's a difference between being delusional and lying and just hoping for something. One is a fantasy and one is an out and out lie.
So you're saying maybe she's not delusional. Maybe she's just a big liar.
Yeah, like it may be beyond just kind of being a hopeful teenager.
She's just a teller of tall tales.
Yeah, fibber, faker.
Right.
I did try to contact him actually through my Instagram. I tried to contact him, looking up his number, like a private number, to call him or a secretary or something like that. And I never got a call back or an answer back or anything like that.
Boy.
And I was trying to get a DNA test
Are
from him.
you maybe saying this because he does have a daughter named Haley?
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Phil, as he sips his water, really thinks he hit a home run on that one.
Yeah, he's really getting to the bottom. Really getting to the bottom of things.
Dr. Phil, no wonder you have a TV show. Do you think because your name is Haley and his daughter's name is Haley and you think he's your father, maybe there's a connection? Sip of water. Whoa, let us drink that one in, Dr. Phil.
I don't know if you know this, but he's actually got another daughter named Haley.
Should go to commercial after that for douche. A douche commercial.
What's he doing? Go on with the rest.
Yeah. He has Haley's song. Like I checked that out too, and it's my baby picture. Like that's me.
Oh no.
Like you can compare the photos of me. That's me when I was little, and it looks just like Eminem. And I found it on his page, on Eminem's page.
Well, but that's not you. That's his daughter, Haley.
Exactly.
That's a different human being. That's not you. Are you suggesting he has two daughters named Haley?
Who knows how many daughters he has?
Named Haley.
That's actually a great point.
Well,
he may have fathered many, many
not
children.
named Haley.
True.
Probably. I don't know.
Oh boy, it looks like the great Dr. Phil has maybe found some plot holes in this girl's story.
Yeah.
Why would you even she needs to be institutionalized. She needs to be medicated. Like she's a mentally ill person. To just bring her out on TV and for Dr. Phil to be like, well, wait till I outsmart this one.
She's just a fantasizing teenager.
She really is. I would have loved to have seen little Jimmy Norton on Dr. Phil being like, of course I know Ozzy.
I thought I was, I went to therapy when I was young. My parents took me. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to put me on Ritalin, and my mother said no, which credit to my mother. And I remember thinking I was adopted. But I look just like my father.
But you were insisting that you were adopted?
I just wanted something interesting to happen.
Right.
I just wanted some kind of a story.
You felt there weren't enough twists. So when you found out you weren't adopted, you were like, all right, well, I still need something interesting. Let me start blowing my best friend.
No, that happened way before.
So you already had that story.
Sure.
And you just had to be more interesting. Also, yeah, I blow my best friend under the porch.
Yeah.
Also, I'm adopted.
First of all, it was plural. And it was also in the basement. And yeah, I just don't know why I thought that. There was no reason for me to think that.
And so you just wanted it something interesting. You wanted to be special.
Yeah, sometimes, when you're a teenager, I was much younger than 16, but you're just a weirdo.
She's delusional, though. She's sitting there saying, Emmett, I checked this out.
Did she date that quarterback? Like, was the mother making it? Well, who's the quarterback?
It doesn't matter. She didn't date him. She
a big college.
She definitely
right,
didn't
so maybe
date him.
she did.
She didn't.
How do you know?
Because she's a crazy person.
I don't know that. The mother made a face, maybe like, you're not supposed to say that.
Yeah. Marshall's going to hear you. He doesn't lack football players.
Harding University.
Division II football player.
Yeah, Division II in Arkansas.
She didn't date the quarterback of the Harding Bisons.
I bet you they went out.
They didn't go out.
I bet you they did the Bison after. They went out for Bison Burger. Probably the big thing they do.
You think so?
Yep.
Home of the Bison Burger.
Oh, what else she says? Come
Let's
on,
see.
Poor girl.
Let's see.
Look, looks like me. I have pictures of this dude in my mom's little notebook collection that she keeps in the closet that she never lets me look at.
Oh.
His name's Mikey, and it's a family movie.
This is his daughter.
Yes,
How brutal is that? The sister just like rolling her eyes going, that man's name is Mikey.
Is that the sister?
Yeah. That man's name's Mikey. He's a family member. Like she's identifying directly who the person in the picture is.
Sister is so tired of her fucking kid sister acting like an attention whore.
That's what it is. She's like, all my life, I've had to deal with this fucking liar.
Now, who's the sister? Let's talk about the older sister.
Do you think the sister's a bit dishy?
Yeah, I do. I think she needs an older man in her life.
You do? How can you tell?
Yeah, she looks misguided.
You think that an older man might help her deal with her lying sister?
Yeah.
And the attention that her lying sister gets?
Well, let's see how old the sister is. Maybe she'll say.
Okay.
His name's Mikey, and it's a family movie.
This is his daughter, Haley.
Yes, it is. Oh my gosh. It looks just like my friend. What's her name?
I don't know, but it doesn't look like you.
I know, does it?
What?
It's weird because I had the same haircut in middle school.
Yeah.
But I didn't look anything like that.
No, you didn't.
She's acting like it's a totally separate conversation. This doesn't look anything like me. Weird, we had the same haircut. I don't know. This isn't exactly evidence though.
Oh boy, did I get! I really iced the audience last night. There's a kind of a heavyset Asian guy in the front, and he's bald, and there was a heavyset Asian girl over to the left.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to him for a minute, and then a few minutes later, I went over to her and I said that you look like him with a wig. I got a 0.
Everybody had the audience's back.
They were like, "Oh, she seemed too mean." I just thought of it because of her hair.
That's great.
Oh, they were not happy with my fucking observation.
Can I tell you something? I would have enjoyed seeing that live.
Yeah, yeah, it was fun saying.
One day, I should start going to the cellar more often so I can see your spots. Because you will. If I were there, you would have heard silence and then one fucking annoying cackle in the back.
Well, that wasn't the cellar. We shot that at the bitter end.
Oh, that was the TV show.
Yes,
with Jay. That was Jay's show. Oh, I hope that makes the show. I hope that big bombaroo makes the cut.
Yeah, me too, actually.
I hope they really cut around to make you look like a lousy comedian.
Well, they really can't. They're just going to make her look like a lousy lady. People are going to make my observations 100% back-upable.
All right, let's listen to this little girl just trying to get to the truth.
Not showing the picture because I don't want to violate her privacy, but that's not you. That's his daughter, Haley.
Hold on, why not violate her privacy? Isn't she kind of well known? Or is there not pictures of her?
No, she's well known.
Yeah.
She's on Instagram.
Yeah. Haley? Yeah, she did get hot, right?
Yes.
How old is she?
Haley Mathers?
She's in her 20s.
Oh, I'd take her. She's a kid, right?
Did you just say that because you saw her holding a baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if she has a
I'd
kid
take
or
her
not.
out, though.
You would?
Yeah.
You
I'm
take-
older than her dad. I'd probably creep her out.
But would you take her out for a night on the town?
Oh, my God. Is that her? Holy shit.
Oh, my God. She really is a looker.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I'd walk up and talk to her. Say, I'm a regular guy. I don't know all the fuss about me.
I would love to see you try that with somebody. Oh, I would love to see you try that with her.
Yeah. I'm just Jimmy Norton. Just a regular guy. I don't know all the fuss about me. You think that'd be good?
He's so bad.
She is fucking smoking.
Especially because that's like one of the deeper cuts on the album, so she knew that like that's what he leads with.
I don't know. What's wrong with that? And I would say, well, she's like, what do you do? I'll be like, I'm just warning white America.
Haley, sorry I'm late. I was at home. Cleaning out my closet.
I have to say living in, but Haley's wonderful.
All right, let's go back to the real Haley. Will the real Haley please stand up?
Oh, I
Well,
like that.
he may have another daughter that he doesn't know about.
You?
Probably, yes. I have that baby
Her sister's
picture.
going, no.
Yes. And I have tons of pictures in my mom's closet that I
So
found.
your theory is he has two daughters named Haley. Like, here's my daughter Haley, is my other daughter Haley?
Yeah.
Okay, now,
sister's
I talked
embarrassed.
about your intellect, that you're able to intellectually step back and look at this. Does that make common sense to you?
Sometimes babies get switched at birth from the hospital.
She's looking at. I love that.
That's literally a Gervais face, by the way.
Right.
Sometimes the complaints will be false.
Like when he's obviously wrong and the whole room's against him, but he's looking at him like, duh.
Isn't
like,
she younger than Haley, too?
16, I would, yeah.
And how old is Eminem's daughter? Like 22?
Yeah. I think so. Look up how old.
So what do you think? The fucking Eminem's daughter sat in incubator until she was 7, and then they mixed her up with you?
Just go over to the right. Yeah, 20. So she sat there from the ages of 1 to 4 in the hospital. Still newborn, by the way. And then they accidentally switched the babies. Yeah. Hey, Dr. Phil, that happens sometimes.
I'm going to look her up on Instagram.
Haley Jade?
Hey.
I love that she's looking at Dr. Phil like he's the fucking moron. she's just looking at him like, yeah, that happens. And her sister's just going, no. You're right. Her sister has absolutely no sympathy for her. Her sister is sitting there like, what a fucking waste of my time you've been all my life.
Yeah, her sister is fed up with this.
Just sick of it. Go back to Dr. Phil.
But that's not even what you're saying. You're not saying that babies got switched at birth at the
That
hospital.
is what I'm saying because...
No, you're saying that he has two daughters named Haley. This is one and you're the other. That your mother had an intimate relationship with this rapper from Detroit, and that you're the product of that.
Yeah. Yes, that's not crazy either. Because sometimes...
Fucking hold on.
Yeah.
Fucking so nutty she should be a fruitcake.
Right. You've used it before, is the thing. You've said that before.
You don't understand that Chip sings that all day.
What?
So damn nutty, you should be a fruitcake.
Wow. Somebody must have forgotten to tell him that he danced.
Tell him?
Yeah, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Because he wasn't supposed to forget that he danced,
no.
you know? Somebody was supposed to not let him forget that he danced. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're not going to be able to not do it.
Don't let me forget that I danced.
The entire time we were in LA, anytime it was just the two of us, Jim was singing that song.
In my head, it's literally nothing's ever been in my head
Those
more.
are the only lyrics to it. That's as long as it goes.
That's it.
It's called "Don't Let Me Forget That I Danced."
Yeah,
and it goes. Wait, how does it go?
Can't remember.
Don't let me forget that I.
Don't let me forget that I danced.
He didn't want to do it.
It's there all day.
Is that not even a real song?
No.
Oh,
that's,
God.
that's the beginning, middle, and end of it.
He made it up.
It's so bad.
It really is.
And he like prefaced it for like a day. He goes, I have a new song that I thought of. And I go, how does it go? And he goes, don't worry about it. And then by the next day, he was in the car going, don't let me forget that I danced.
But you can't not do it.
No, you have to.
It sits there.
These are things that like kids with imaginary friends do.
It really is.
I did have an imaginary friend, Jimmy Robinson.
You have like 5 of them now.
Yeah, I told you me and Jimmy Robinson hated Jimmy Norton.
Yes, of
course. Jimmy Robinson had a cape.
He did?
Yes, he did. And I remember my daydream of me being on a bike or Jimmy Robinson with his, like, just holding on the handlebars with his cape. Like a superhero.
You wanted to be Jimmy Robinson much more than Jimmy Norton.
I did. We hated Jimmy Norton.
You did?
Yeah.
So you thought you and Jimmy Robinson together hated Jimmy Norton.
Yeah, I don't know who I was. There was no sense of who I was. But I know right now I could just say, don't let me forget that I danced.
It's so bad.
You think it's bad?
Yeah.
The funny thing is I don't dance.
Hilarious now that you put it in that context.
Yeah,
I'm so glad.
Where it comes from.
I'm so glad that you put it. Yeah, nobody was going to remind you of it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm glad
her sister's fucking hot. Boy, that Haley, I can't find her Instagram. I want to like a picture.
You do? Not crazy Haley, Eminem's actual Haley.
Yeah.
All right, let's see the end of this Dr. Phil clip.
Stu get switched at birth in the hospital.
Not when he's from Detroit and you were born in Memphis.
I have pictures.
You're not saying that they got switched. You're saying that there are two of you.
Oh, boy.
All I'm saying is that I have pictures with this dude. And it's me because I have pictures in the same dress. I have by myself. I have pictures with the same hair color and everything. And it just happens to be that guy in the picture holding me.
Well, actually, it's not this guy. In fact, it actually doesn't look like this guy at all.
No.
It doesn't look like Eminem at all.
Why don't they bring the guy out?
I probably didn't want to do the show. He's probably like, I don't want to be around that fucking crazy energy.
Yeah. Who, that little nut who fucking raps every time I see him? Boo.
When I was just a little baby girl. Shut up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what you ought to do is you ought to start singing, don't let me forget that I danced.
You can't stop now. Let's go to...
do you like that, Travis?
I mean, it's probably the worst thing I've ever heard.
You know what's the only thing that's good about it? You know Jim's tortured by it.
Yeah.
Because just now, he did not want to do it when I looked at him just now, and he has to now.
It's bad because, like, Chip makes songs, but that's okay because Chip's an idiot, and Chip makes his own songs, but that's just...
It's a Jim song.
Yeah.
Well, it's just in there.
It's a Jim song. And what is it, about dancing?
It's about not forgetting.
How do you mean?
Don't let me forget that I danced.
Why would you forget?
Well, that's it. And why would I tell you not to let me? I don't know.
None of it makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Let's go to Bill in Philly. Bill in Philly, welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Hello, Bill.
Morning, guys. Crazy Haley also claimed on Dr. Phil that she was pregnant with Jesus.
Oh.
So they did an ultrasound with a crossover from the show The Doctors, and she, seeing the ultrasound, still said that she was pregnant with Jesus.
Like, why?
Well, let's see that.
What is the use of doing this on television? What good does this do to anybody? Why wouldn't you just medicate this person?
It's great TV.
I mean, it is
You're
great TV.
playing it?
I mean, I fucking love it. I got to be honest.
She's obviously mentally ill.
She's very mentally ill.
And mentally ill people like her are kind of hard because they can logically present something and there's nothing you can say to make them not see it.
Right. Let's check out this ultrasound.
Lay down right here.
In case she's laying down, head on the pillow.
First, I am gonna have you lift up your shirt just a little bit. This ultrasound.
Okay, she's got a
I'm gonna
flat.
tuck this in.
She had a little chub, but it's,
I like that.
It's a flat belly.
Yeah.
It's so creepy that she's excited. This is my first ultrasound.
I've had that stuff in my belly. I've had ultrasounds.
Why?
We'll have to
I thought I was with a child.
Were you pregnant as it turned out?
No, I wasn't. Well, I was, but something happened.
Oh, I shouldn't have brought it up.
I had a traumatic experience.
You did?
Yeah.
What happened?
I lost it.
You lost the baby.
I did lose the baby.
I'm so sorry to bring it up.
Thank you. It's hurtful.
It's got to be very, very hard.
It's very painful.
Who was the father?
I don't want to say.
Was it Eminem?
No, it wasn't.
Who was it?
I don't want to say.
Come on, will you tell me?
No, I can't.
Was it Travis?
No, it wasn't.
Who was it?
I don't want to say. It's a secret.
Just try to remind the baby that even...
Don't let me forget that I danced. No, you don't. I did have ultrasounds for my bladder because I pissed so much. And that was one of the ways they could see the size if my bladder was too small.
I see.
And it wasn't. It's a regular size.
Congratulations, dude.
Thank you very much. I threw myself a normal person bladder party.
I didn't get the invite.
Yeah. Well, it's BLATTER. Oh, that's how you spell it.
Just for
I'm thinking
Steve?
of Steve, yeah.
You and Steve in his office celebrating your bladder.
Yeah.
That's
hey, my
cool.
bladder's normal size. He said, so am I. And then we were like, wah, 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 wah. Like funny sounds.
Sounds like so much fun.
Stupid.
The doctor will give you any results.
Why Why is there music like we don't know what's going to happen if she's pregnant with the Christ?
Does she have the Christ baby
joining
inside
us
her?
now is Dr. Travis Stork. He's ER physician.
Oh, how
and
appropriate
host
to
of
work
the
with a
Emmy
baby.
award-winning
I guess the
show,
stork
The
brought
Doctor.
Jesus.
So please welcome-
Yeah, that's like Dr. Frank Cummins-side. Travis Stork.
Yeah. Edward Jism.
Hey, fucking bird brain.
You mean because he's Travis? You pointing at
Yeah, I'm not even
Travis
on
Teft? Yeah. Don't bother. No. You can go back to it, Adrian.
Welcome, Dr. Stork. I guess there's a certain irony here that your name is Dr. Stork.
Dr. Phil picked up on that.
Dr. Phil doesn't miss a trick, especially on a guy who they've booked in prior. And they knows his name, and that's probably why they booked him. Get Dr. Stork.
So,
yeah, I'll make the baby joke
you
again.
asked
Yeah, exactly.
for an ultrasound.
Yeah.
And,
Dr. Miscarriage is not available. All right, well, they get Dr. Stork.
How did that go? Was the technician nice to you? And
It was really nice. Like, that was my first ultrasound. And
You don't need an ultrasound.
It was kind of weird. Like, she was pressing really hard and stuff, and I could feel him kick and stuff, but
I could feel him
it was kind of
kick.
weird.
Right.
The gel was really cold.
And Dr. Stork, this was done on the set of the doctors because you have created examination rooms over there.
And we like to have crossovers.
An amazing
we have
array
crazy
of
people on the show.
Yeah, the doctors always get jealous when we get the crazy people, so we have to share our maniacs.
Yeah, we said pregnant with the baby Jesus. We can get 2 shows, can really get a ratings boost. But it's funny if she was. There's a little baby with a crown of thorns in her fucking belly. Like, oh boy.
It's called insane person synergy.
What happened?
Yeah, he's wearing the crown of thorns.
Why the baby Jesus? How delusional.
Because she's fucking nuts.
I know. Why not another baby?
Like
Probably
who?
the baby Jesus. Probably a guy who works in a kitchen that she fucked.
Right.
We do, and the doctors, for anyone who's seen it, knows that, yes, we're a show, but yeah, we have exam rooms, we have ultrasound machines, so...
We sure do, and they just
this
like me because I
morning
sound like Matthew
was when
McConaughey.
the ultrasound was performed on Haley.
I can't unhear it now.
We do have some footage of it.
Okay. Well, can you walk us through it? We're going to show it right here.
There's
You
nothing.
can either approach
They're
it or
showing,
whichever
they're
you'd like
showing
to
the
do.
ultrasound.
It's every guy's dream. It's an empty womb.
It's just insulting, though. Like, Dr. Phil is obviously showing an empty womb. It's a blank ultrasound. And he's like, can you walk us through this?
Yeah, I probably can. There's nothing else in there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We can swim if you want.
Yeah.
Interesting because, Dr. Phil, the most notable thing on this ultrasound isn't what we see, it's what we don't see. And this is a pelvic ultrasound, and the ultrasound machine is basically showing
There's no Jesus baby here.
Yeah, there's no baby Christ. But she does have a few little manger thing. Shut up.
Manger thing.
I dropped out.
Go on. The area exactly where you would expect to see the pregnancy, and there is no baby. And the most notable thing, again, if you compare this, and this is scanning all across your abdomen and your pelvis, looking everywhere. And if you look there,
I didn't miss a
look
spot.
with me. It is scanning every possible area where your baby would be, and there's no baby.
Looks like you didn't even eat lunch.
And if you show this, Dr. Phil, a still image of Haley's next to what an ultrasound would look like this far along.
They're showing, okay, they just showed side by side Haley's on ultrasound and an 8.5-month pregnant ultrasound. One of them looks like a blank thing, and another one looks like a blank thing that has an infant in it.
Yeah, one of them looks like me during my sleep study, and one is a fucking empty room.
They really didn't need to do this side by side. You know, Dr. Phil, one of the key reasons we can tell that there's no baby in here is because you look at the ultrasound and there's nothing baby shaped.
I want to see if she says, well, that's mine that they're showing. Let's see what she says if she says they switched them.
The baby is almost fully developed. That is what an ultrasound would look like. On the right-hand side up there, again, you can see the head of the baby. You can see the body of the baby. But in your ultrasound,
what website
there's
is
no
that?
baby.
Well, Dr. Stork, she says that she is 9 days away from delivery, which is virtually full term.
You very clearly see the head here.
We see
the
it, Doc.
body.
It's a
But over
baby in his
here,
stomach.
The one thing that the ultrasonographer said is that Haley did have dilated loops of bowel. And as she was pushing with the probe, those loops of bowel were moving around.
She got shit in her stomach?
distended. And we talked a little bit about that. But as far as the actual ultrasound,
What's it? Hold on. What's a loop of bowel?
It's when you got to take a big dump.
She had a giant ropey shite in there.
Oh yeah. It's one too many quesalupas from Taco Bell.
You're not pregnant. You're a scat queen.
Yeah.
Fucking of a pregnancy. And
dilated
ultrasound
bowels
doesn't always
can be explained by trips to the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell right before the appearance on the show.
I'll bet you that's what her problem is. She felt like some fucking pain, some shit pain, and she thought a baby was kicking.
Right. She's like, that must be Jesus. Nope, that's your shit again.
Yeah, you're constipated.
Show a pregnancy until maybe 5 or 6 weeks along, but there's absolutely no way Haley's giving birth in 9 days.
No.
What'd she say?
She was like, I beg to differ. I'm sure that she just fucking argued with the doctor.
Well, I don't know. I know I am.
Yeah, well, that happens. That happens a lot. Crazy person. Kat Timpf is here, so we should probably take a break. I think we've gotten to the bottom that this girl from Dr. Phil is a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, she's not really a healthy young lady.
No, she's a crazy person. We're gonna get to Kat Timpf after this here on Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. Welcome back. It's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. You can follow along on all forms of social media at Jim and Sam Show. Jim and Sam Show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, everywhere. Kat Timpf
Hi, Kat.
is walking in. How's it going, Kat?
Good.
You might know Kat from various shows on Fox News.
I know her from Greg's show.
Yeah, she's always on Gutfeld.
Yeah.
So you got a podcast on Barstool Sports?
I do.
Yeah, how did that come about?
They saw me on Fox News.
And they were just like, you should do a podcast?
Yeah, I was defending a sorority video of girls dancing around like in bikinis with glitter on them. I was like, they seem to be having a good time to me.
Is it a video podcast?
Mine, no. Mm-mm.
Is there a better way to say video podcast? They saw you and they just said, we want to hear you.
No, that was on Fox. They saw me do that on Fox.
Right, so I'm saying that the podcast is just audio.
It's just audio.
They call it a vidcast if it's a video podcast.
Do they really?
No.
Well, there's a combination. Katie Nolan is a combination of, she started with a podcast, but then became video, right?
Maybe I should do that, but I like to just come in looking like garbage when I do my podcast.
Yeah, you'd have to come straight from Fox News and leave your TV makeup on or something like that.
Absolutely.
No, you wouldn't. You could just get up and do it, put your hair in a ponytail. You don't have to come all dressed up.
Yeah, I don't know. I get like hair dysmorphia when I don't have my weave in nowadays.
Is that right?
I got it in right now, so I look like a mermaid.
You look fantastic.
Not your hair?
Thank you. No, I'm wearing 5 tracks of clips right now.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, my hair's like this short.
She's putting it up to her shoulders.
You have short hair?
Yeah.
Why don't you leave it short? What's wrong? I mean, it looks good now, but what's wrong with short hair?
Because I didn't know this existed. Like, I'm not really somebody who knows things about hair and makeup. And I started working at Fox. And I was like, everyone's hair is like so beautiful. And they were like, oh, honey, like that's not their hair.
Yeah, but just put it in your head.
I was like, what? I don't know how to do it myself, though. I bring it in a little bag and then they clip it in for me.
How does it feel?
I can't even notice it anymore.
Oh, you don't? Can you wash it and just like blow dry it?
Oh, yeah, you wash it. I do wash it. Yes.
No, but I mean, it seems to me it's so. You can always tell the difference. You can feel it, and a lot of times in the back of the head, you can feel it, like where it clumps up a little bit.
It's real human hair. I don't know whose.
Why don't you just grow your hair?
Because I don't have very good hair.
What's wrong with your hair?
It doesn't grow very, very fast.
Is it thin?
It's thin.
You have thin hair?
I do.
When I dated a black girl in high school, and I made the mistake of running my fingers through her hair at one point. She's like, you can't do that. It was all tracks. I was going to ruin everything. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
So is it, how thin is your hair? I'm fascinated with this.
I mean, it's thin. It's thin. I'm blonde, so it's, thin hair.
How did you start at Fox News?
I wrote columns about, political correctness type of stuff, and they had me on a couple times. And then I met Greg, and I was on Red Eye, and then when he started his show, he wanted me to be a correspondent, co-host, whatever on it. So that's how I got hired.
No, that's cool.
Is that a weekly show he does?
Yep.
Saturdays, right?
Yeah.
Saturdays at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's doing really great on the 5.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's pretty much like he's the main guy on this show.
I was like, why was he leaving Red Eye? He's so good on Red Eye. But now you see that this is a bigger show because of when they have it.
Well, it's also on 5 o'clock in the afternoon instead of 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but he was,
Now, doesn't he have his picture on the building now?
He does.
Does he finally have his picture on the building?
So.
That's big.
I just see his face so often all the time. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where you're. So, have you? Do you find yourself? Were you invested? Do you feel like you would have been invested in the election, or is it something that you now have to keep up with because you're a news personality?
I mean, I've always followed politics. Now I follow it more, obviously, just because it makes my life easier to not to prepare as much for each individual segment if I know what's going on. But this one, I mean, obviously everybody was paying attention.
You kind of had to,
but not as much attention as they should have. I guess. Oh man.
Yeah. Are you surprised with the reaction people have?
I am, and I'm also. I mean, I'm also not. Because, I mean, people were like, even Obama, the president, was like, the fate of our republic depends on this dude not getting elected. Here he is.
Right.
And what did he say in his speech? I didn't see Obama's speech. Did he speech like noon yesterday or 2 days ago?
Right after Hillary's concession.
Yeah. What did he actually make a speech? I never saw it.
Yeah. He said that we hold dear, and it's very important, the peaceful transfer of power.
Yeah.
And that he also, which I can't wait, I think either today or tomorrow.
The meeting is today.
It's today, right?
It's going to be awkward. It's going to be real awkward. He specifically said, with Romney or McCain, at least I thought the whole country wouldn't be ruined, but this guy will ruin the country. And he's like, all right, hey, guy that I told said I was going to ruin the country.
Then again, Trump has said some really unkind things. He's the worst president ever.
Yeah, exactly. It's awkward.
Said some really nasty shit.
And then, the whole birth certificate thing.
Yeah, I mean, these people, that's weird. They can talk like that about each other, and then they sit down at a meeting and they get it. It's like they both understand this is what we do.
What the game is? I don't know, though, because this one's different, because you're right about like the birth certificate thing and everything. Donald Trump has been a thorn in Obama's side for way longer than this fucking election.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, man. He's got to be the president. I was telling you, I think he's probably a little bummed.
That he has to do this.
I think he wants to win.
Right.
But, his house gets smaller. The Air Force One is not shit compared to the jet that he's going around in all the time already.
Yeah, but he's got security. He loves security. Guys around him. Oh, my God. He's coming in. And nothing better as a guy than having other men talking to their sleeves when you show up. That's being powerful.
Plus, he's probably get to pick his own nickname that the Secret Service is going to call him. Because they got code names for everybody.
Yeah.
So he's probably going to Big Dick or something.
They have to make it up. The
president doesn't get to pick his own nickname?
No. He picked Cunt Hound. And they said, no, that's not appropriate.
Mogul is his... First of all, why do they even have code names if everybody knows what they are?
It's also obvious. When there's a bunch of Secret Service guys, they're saying, the Eagle's on his way. You know who the Eagle is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. And they're talking into their wrist no, just use a fucking walkie-talkie.
Just say B.O. is coming. We know.
If that were me, I'd make everyone do that, though.
You would?
That's probably the most fun part.
Talking into their wrists and stuff like
she's coming.
Bill Clinton was Eagle. Oh, God. Donald was Mogul, and she was Muse.
Tim Kaine was Daredevil.
Oh.
What the hell is that?
He probably picked his own.
That one, I'm sure he picked his own.
How about Harry? That's what the president should be. Harry.
Yeah.
I really couldn't tell Tim Kaine and Mike Pence apart physically.
You couldn't?
Well. They look the same to me.
They both look like the stereotypical older white guy.
I mean, I could pick it in a lineup, but look at that. Am I the only one that's I think
they're very different looking, but Mike Pence is a more dignified, older looking guy, although I like Tim Kaine more. I don't like Mike Pence. He's religious.
Yeah, I don't like that he wants to shock gay kids. I don't love that about him.
He does. He likes the gay camps, right?
Show him a pussy.
Yeah, he's okay with that. Yeah, he's okay with the
fixing him.
Anti-gay therapy for children, which that'll make everything better and definitely not way worse, traumatic, and make them not be able to love themselves forever.
Right. I think Mike Pence looks like he looks like they both look like crazy people.
Yeah.
But Mike Pence looks like a put together, very in control Patrick Bateman serial killer.
He looks like Leslie Nielsen in Nuts. Did you see Nuts? Where fucking Barbara Streisand kills him because she's a hooker and he wants to keep partying. He's like, "What are you gonna do? Fuck somebody else?" And then she kills him with a piece of glass.
But I've never seen that. But that does sound like something I would enjoy.
Yeah. That does look like Tim
wow,
Kaine.
Good call.
Yeah, I see that. And then I mean Mike Pence. And then Tim Kaine looks like he's just got a screw loose, just walking around kind of nuts.
I mean, he probably has no plans.
No.
He was going to be the vice president.
Well, here's poor Tim Kaine. He got thrown into this.
Yeah.
So a year ago, he was just going to be regular old Tim Kaine.
Yeah.
Then he got thrown into this, and he was talking to his wife, and they made plans like, what's it going to be like to be the vice president?
Checking out DC locations.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Googling every night what power the vice president has, what I'm going to be able to do. He's like, you see this picture of Joe Biden looking all cool, eating ice cream and holding $10 bills? That's going to be me.
Mm-hmm. And no.
He's got to go back to his regular life.
I still can't. I mean, I can't believe it. You know, I remember how funny it was when Donald Trump announced that he was going to be like, okay, all right, all right. He just came out, said a bunch of racist stuff, and was like, yeah, and I'm going to make America. His speech was so long.
Yeah.
Remember when he announced it was like really, really long?
Yep.
And he's going to be the president. Like, that's going to happen.
He's the president-elect.
You know, I don't understand why people can't laugh. Like, I get why it's disturbing and all that, but you have to laugh.
You've got to.
I mean, that's a hell of a career trajectory. Like, from The Apprentice to the most powerful man in the world.
Plus, they threw everything at him. They were like, here's a tape of him saying he wanted to grab women by the pussy. This is when he lied about this. Everything he ever said, they were like, here's evidence of him not abiding by that. He said he's pro-life. Here's a tape of him saying he's pro-choice.
Yeah.
He said he was against the war. Here's a tape of him saying he's for the war. And everyone goes,
that tape was awful. He was saying, I have and do sexually assault women, and then he was laughing. But people...
But hold on a second. Dave Chappelle pointed something out which no one else caught.
Yes.
He goes, and when you're a star, they let you. And that implies consent. That's not sexual assault.
Oh, I mean in terms of the just grabbing people and kissing them part.
Oh, well, he was...
The forced kissing
under
is...
all of that,
kissing is
but
not...
him grabbing the pussy. Chappelle, I read a quote by Chappelle, like, what a fucking smart thing to pull out to say that. And it was an obnoxious quote, but it was just...
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe that Billy Bush got fired and Trump got the presidency.
Billy Bush is sitting there like, I had the Today Show, and now I got nothing.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, when someone says some stuff, it's offensive, and, you know, you laugh along. If you're, like, interviewing, like, that's how I feel every time I interview Nick DiPaolo on my podcast. Like, oh, yeah. You know, I mean, that's just what you do. You're not going to be like, well, actually, that's problematic, sir. Like, that's not, you can't interview somebody under those circumstances.
But people are sick and tired of being told you can't hang an American flag up. Or if you wear an American flag t-shirt during Cinco de Mayo or during whatever it is.
It's offensive.
It's offensive and it's aggressive. And if you have a flag in your cubicle, somebody complain. That's the culture that people are tired of. It's being told that everything you like and everything you believe is offensive and everything you think is wrong.
If you go outside
that's what people are rebelling against.
In those red, white, and blue Zubas, it's a trigger.
Oh yeah,
it's a trigger.
Trigger. Everything's, you know, like a lot of college campuses are, you know, professors are canceling exams and all that kind of stuff.
Some of them are actually
Trump was elected.
A lot of them are not happy. I was surprised. I thought most college students were pro-Trump.
Yeah, yeah, they love Trump. But I mean, canceling.
Mr. Out of touch with the youth.
Yeah, but they love it. He's the celebrity. The college kids will love him.
They all watch The Apprentice because they got all the celebrities all together. They love him.
I could understand why, you know, if you were, you know, somebody from a certain demographic, especially, you'd be upset by this. But stuff is upset. I wake up every morning very upset for, you know, at some reason at least. But you could go to work.
Not since Trump, just in general.
Just in general. That's just like my personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wake up with, is it upset or is it dread? I kind of wake up. I usually wake up with this weird dread.
Yeah.
And go like, okay.
And you realize that once again it's a woman next to you. Like, oh, God damn it.
Sorry about that.
Why am I keep doing this to myself? Yeah. But you go about your day and you point out that, like, it's kind of ridiculous, so maybe it's funny.
Yeah, you gotta laugh.
Yeah.
If you have to laugh at anything. Yeah, the therapy dogs.
Tufts University. What fucking wimps.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
The University of the Arts and Crafts Front offer. The University of Kansas reminded students via social media of therapy dogs available for comfort.
Every other Wednesday.
Why do college students think that college's job is to provide a comfortable place for you? It's not.
No, it isn't.
Their job is not to provide a safe space for you. It's to get you ready to go out and be a fucking adult and a teacher. It's not to provide a safe space.
And they are adults. If you're a college student, you're 18, you're an adult.
You're old enough to go to the war, you're old enough. It's not their job to provide a safe space for an adult.
Because this is why people get out of college, right? And then they go to work. And the CEO has like a big company-wide meeting, and they're like, I was thinking maybe every other Wednesday the company could provide therapy dogs. And it's like, you want a puppy room, just in case work gets too hard, you can play with some puppies for a while.
Now companies wouldn't even say no to that. They would be like, well, okay, let's weigh the options, and you go to Human Resources, and the next thing you know, there'd be a fucking dog in the room because Human Resources is afraid you're going to sue the company for making a hostile work environment.
Yeah, I just can't imagine, you know, calling into work and being like, look, I'm really upset about who the president's gonna be in January, so I can't make it. Shut up.
Right.
No, you don't get to do that.
I did love the protesters last night that were yelling, "Impeach Donald Trump!" And I'm like, you can't. He's not the president,
and he hasn't done anything as the president yet.
He's not even like, you can't impeach. He's not going to be the president for 2-3 months.
Yeah, the people were really like when I said I did the 3 a.m. Shift at Fox coverage. And
was that on election night?
Yeah, as I was walking over there, people were just on the street, just bawling, and like there was people with like their faces on the ground, like bent, like just laying there sobbing and like rubbing each other. And I was like, was there like I looked like somebody died. It looked like it was they just saw a whole family get hit by a bus.
Yeah.
Why were the people laughing as well?
No, I mean they weren't. You can't. I was kind of just like, okay.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm really big on. It's very important to me to pretty much. I cry in private.
Right.
Right. I'm not a big. Unless if you're like sometimes if you drink a little too much and
Are you a crier when you drink?
Oh, I can be. I can be. No, I hate it. It is the worst. I agree.
You fucking don't treat me right.
Yeah, fuck you. Whatever. What are you doing? My birthday was the worst birthday ever.
How often do you cry when you drink?
I mean, not often, but a little too often to say not often.
Well, are you now when you're in relationships, do you tend to cry about the stuff that's gone wrong when you're with the person? Like, do you get drunk and then let them know your grievances?
It depends on whether or not I think it'd be advantageous or not.
Okay.
I'm like, do I want to cry in front of them or not? Do I air grievances? Oh, I live every day like it's Festivus, 100%.
You do?
I do.
The airing of grievances.
Just all the time. I'm just walking around airing my grievances at all times.
Now, when you're dating someone, though, does it take up a bunch of drinks to make you tell them, or are you a good talker?
I'm a good talker.
Okay.
I mean, is that good, though? I think that I would be more successful in relationships if I talked less.
Why?
Because it's just too much.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're not supposed to voice every single complaint, right? Like, you're supposed to maybe compromise every now and then. And when it's big enough, address it. But if you're every day just being like, I hate when you fucking do that.
But if you talk about it, you don't want them hating it. There's like, if you're not happy with your birthday, will you tell them, or does it come out when you're drunk? That's what I'm saying. Is like, there's something I want to go over here, and you do that. They're like, ugh.
Yeah, no, I don't. I try not to do that. I get more angry than I do weepy. Well,
But you'll turn the waterworks on when you think it's advantageous?
Sometimes.
That's dangerous.
It's bad. No, I'm bad. But, I just fighting, although, I've been in my most recent relationship, it's just the same circle of fights over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
About what?
Oh, you were talking to this person. Well, who's this person? Well, you're talking to this person. Well, you're this person. And
him saying that, or you?
Oh, both, just back and forth.
Oh, back and forth.
Just back and forth, yeah.
So you're jealous, and then you meet somebody who's also jealous.
Yeah.
It's just a
Did you have
never-ending
reason to be,
cycle.
though?
Yeah.
You both did?
Yeah, I guess.
Was he cheating?
We started as good friends, and so we know everything about each other's past.
Okay.
Which is good that we're friends, but then it's bad because all of us as humans are nightmares.
Right.
Of
course.
If you know someone well enough, you're gonna know their garbage. Which is why you shouldn't, dating your friends. You should date somebody who you know not well enough. You get to keep a facade of I am a beautiful princess.
Right.
And I have never, look at my little smile, and that would be better for me.
You know what people tell me my biggest problem in a relationship is?
What's that?
I care too much.
Yeah, me too. I just work too hard on the relationship.
Yeah, it's like terrible job interviews.
I'm too giving.
Yeah, do you have any? What's your flaws that your previous employers have said? Well, I don't know when to turn off my work life and start doing personal life. I just work all the time.
You tell me you work too much, you don't play enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, why don't you get out of the office? Do you ever leave?
Did you dump your ex, or did he dump you?
Oh, it's been a circle of.
You just keep dumping each other?
It's great. Yeah.
Are you still kind of in and out?
We'll see.
Yeah, I understand that.
That's the fun of having Are we friends? Are we dating? Now are we not dating?
It's a nightmare. It's all a nightmare. Everybody, I should have stayed in Detroit. Everyone's married and has 2 kids.
But it's good to kind of have a friend because they know you and you know them. So the fact that there's no surprises can also help. Like if you both know, like, all right, we're hunks of shit. Yeah. There's something to that where, like, the big reveal never happens because you're both kind of like, all right, I already kind of knew that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of true.
Are you a nightmare to date?
Yes.
Yeah,
you are.
I can be. I mean, I'm fun.
Yeah.
I'm not boring to date, which is a nightmare of its own.
What makes you a nightmare?
Oh God! Oh jeez. Well, I really do need the other person to be obsessed with me. but then I also kind of need my space.
Oh, you want total control over the amount of contact, but you always want it ready when you want it.
Yeah, well,
All right, cool.
it's kind of like if I am texting, like I'm crazy. I'm a Scorpio, and I don't even believe in that, except for like it does fit here. I'll text you a million times, and if you don't answer me, I'll be like, I'll move to another platform. Like I'll go on Facebook Messenger, and I'll go on this, and I'll be like, I saw you were active 1 minute ago. What are you doing? But if you do that to me, I'm like, what's your problem?
Yeah, you stalker.
Chill out.
So did that ever?
I'm working.
If you have that level of self-awareness,
I do.
Did you ever try to correct the problem?
I do, but I'm also very impulsive.
Right.
You know, sometimes you just want to make the bad feelings go away, and the only way to do it is through text messages.
Yeah.
Lots of them.
Yep. And eventually it goes wrong.
It does go wrong?
Oh my God. I've ruined so many things in text. I try to get too dirty, or I get too nosy, or I get whatever. Text can ruin you because you just, whatever you think, you send
Stream
it out.
of consciousness text messages have ruined
Never
me a lot.
good. Is there anything worse, by the way, than when you're doing something, you had a bit of a tiff with somebody, and then you open your phone, and it says like 9 new texts, and it's just like paragraph after paragraph, and you're like, oh, you fuck. I'm not going to read all this.
Yeah, I do that. And I'm like,
you send the giant text.
yeah, I do, and I will edit them. You know, I will go through them and I will edit them.
Oh my gosh.
Also, I will send drafts of screenshots, drafts to friends, and be like, what do you think about this one? They're like, oh, we'll add this. It's a nightmare.
Oh my
It's-
God.
Yeah. You're covering your face with your hands.
It's way too dramatic.
I know. It is.
You kind of have a lot going on now. Like
I
you're
have
on
so much
TV, you got
going on.
podcasts, you're still writing columns. Like,
yeah.
Wouldn't you just want to stop all that nonsense?
You would think.
I would think. But
You
it's
would
life
think.
fuel.
That's what my friends and family all say.
Yeah,
Well,
they know you're obsessive?
I think so. I mean, I feel like it'd be hard to ignore. I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
You guys got that vibe right away.
Not really. I would have known it if you didn't say it. I mean, I've never seen you interact.
But I probably wouldn't have asked if, like, my assumption was that you were very easygoing and just pleasant in a relationship. I probably wouldn't have asked if you were a nightmare, right?
I mean, I can be, I can be. The thing is, I do have my own thing going on. Like, I'm not like someone who will ever be defined by a relationship or be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, I can't hang out every night. You know?
Right, absolutely.
So but I can still find a way to smother you from afar.
Did you ever catch him doing anything he shouldn't do? Text message he shouldn't have sent that was kind of dicey?
Yes and no. I don't know. I kind of just don't really look. So
Well, when you said yes or no, what did you catch him doing that you're like, I don't know about that?
It'd just be like, who's this? What were you doing? Who are you talking to? Like, why were you up at 3 a.m? It says you were active on Facebook 4 hours ago.
You check when they were active? Oh, you're a problem.
Yeah, I'm a problem.
You're a problem.
You think your goose would be cooked?
Oh, fucking. Not really, because people know getting involved with me, it's going to be a shit show.
Right.
No one goes into it with me expecting great things. But, I've dealt with that too, where they check your activity or your whatever. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Give me a fuck. But then again, I've done it too. I just haven't said it. Like, I'll talk to somebody and I'll send them a message and I won't hear back from them. And they'll be like, on Facebook, they were there fucking 2 minutes ago and they never got back to me. Fuck them. So
That's
you
on
do
purpose,
notice
I
it.
feel like. When people tweet when they didn't respond to my text, it's like, all right, fine. You just don't like me.
I thought that too, but then I'm like, I've done it too, and I'm like never thinking of the other person when I do it. I'm I'm annoyed when they bring it up. Like, so what do you want?
Yeah.
Did you change too? Because, like, I would imagine now, and any guy that you're with would have to know that you have a lot more options because you become a public
That
figure.
creates a lot of problems.
Right.
That creates a lot of problems.
Especially like the Fox News fans, because the Fox News fans know that, like, they hire all hot chicks.
Mm-hmm.
So they watch, like, they fall in love with the correspondence. And I see, because anytime we have any of the women that are on Fox News on here, like, you see all the Fox News groupies.
Yeah, I have Fox News and I have Barstool.
Right.
So I'll have
And
like
Barstool's all
athletes
dudes.
and like athletes. I'll have athletes hitting me up or whatever, and like guys.
boy.
So and that'll create a lot of problems too. Like that's where he'll be like, you have all these other options, and I'm like, that's fact.
What
Like,
kind
that
of work
is
does
a
he? Yeah,
fact.
but you're a hot blonde. You would anyway. Like what? It's
Yeah,
not
but
like,
she
it's
wouldn't
not
have
like,
athletes hitting her up. She just wouldn't have access to them.
Maybe
Right.
not, but women.
He uses the word access all the time. You have access to these. You
Yeah.
know.
That would
What
make
kind
me
of work
really
does he do?
insecure.
I don't want. I don't want to do anything to identify this person.
Okay, let me just say that's fair.
But he's not a public person.
No.
Is he in? He's not a television personality.
No,
Okay, so he doesn't have that.
I
same
can't.
accent.
I don't think ego can date ego, but like I found everybody's such an ego.
You know,
I have a
ego. It
huge
stands
ego.
for easing God out.
I do. Oh, I do. Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. I mean, that was a bad joke, but it does make sense.
Oh no, it was true.
Yeah, if I was dating somebody who was like the fun girl that talks about sports that athletes like, it would drive me fucking crazy.
Yeah.
How
it would be
they
terrible.
How they hit you up on social media?
Yeah, they'll follow. They follow you to see if you follow back, and then they'll slide in the DMs.
Oh yeah,
that's what they do.
Well, that's how I got you on this show. You followed me, and I slid directly into your DM.
You did, exactly.
Yeah,
but you know quickly if that's good. I've done that too, and a lot of times it doesn't work. Like somebody's not interested, you can tell they're not interested, and sometimes they might be interested.
It's fun.
It's worth trying.
You don't even watch sports. Why are you following them? Why are you?
It's fun. It's a fun thing to have even I wanted to go to the Danny Brown show, and I'm from Detroit. I'm a huge Danny Brown fan.
It's amazing.
He's a rapper from Detroit.
He's out of his fucking mind.
I slid into his DMs, and I was like, "Do you want to do my podcast?" And he was like, "Oh, I can't," but he invited me to the show, and I went back, and we hung out all night.
Right.
And I'm not hook up with Danny Brown, but it was really fun, and
right.
Everything, and then me and this guy were on an off time when this happened, and she just looks at his Facebook. He's like, "What the hell?" And I get that. I am actually empathetic to that.
But he thinks you're fucking Danny Brown.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm not.
Did you make out with him?
No, it was
Come
just. But I was. He was great. Danny was really cool, fun.
But
chill
you also
guy.
when you slide into somebody's DM and they're like, "Oh, come to the show," and you're like, "Yeah, for sure." Even if you were dating this guy at the time, even if you weren't on an off period, you couldn't. It'd be tough to be like, "Oh, and can I bring this dude with me?" Because it's like, "Oh,
right."
Well, your boyfriend wasn't happy you were hanging out with that guy. What's wrong with your boyfriend?
I don't have a boyfriend. I haven't had a boyfriend technically for about a year and a half.
Okay, so he's a guy that you see. He really has no right to say
on again, off
Oh,
again."
thank you. That's what I was saying the other night.
Yeah.
Does he want to be your boyfriend?
I don't know.
I bet
This
he
is
does.
really bad. I hope nobody listens to this.
Nobody listens to it. It's not a popular
Well,
show.
you're not saying anything bad. You're just saying you don't know what your status is.
I don't.
You're dating.
I care about this person.
And that you slept with
do.
Danny Brown.
That's not good. That's not. That's
No, it's
not
great,
true.
actually. It's phenomenal.
That's not true.
Even if it wasn't true, I'd make you pretend it was.
Yeah, for my brand. You think that'd be good for my brand?
Absolutely.
I was
All
about
right.
to say, I know it's not true. But if it were true, Jim, would you want her to share the intimate details with you while you were in intimate moments?
A lot.
You would?
Yep.
You like that?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Yep. I'd be really happy about that.
So if you found out that your ex or your on again, off again, whatever, was hanging out backstage with Danny Brown, you'd be pissed and then you would masturbate?
It would depend. Not I don't like a recognizable face.
I see.
In Dirty Fan, I prefer anonymity. I don't want it to be a there's no girl I've ever dated that well, we should have sex with this celebrity. It wouldn't turn me on.
Right.
My girlfriend wants to get teabagged by Liam Neeson. That's hot. I wouldn't want to know that.
I mean, I don't really think about it that much. I was kind of just I want to go to this concert and I don't have tickets.
How was it?
Can I bring my friend Sabrina?
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a one, and he was really nice, really fun. We showed each other pictures of our cats. Do
you text?
I do.
With him, I mean.
Sometimes, yeah.
Cool.
Just
That's
Detroit people.
Right.
Yes, that's the bond.
Yeah.
Danny Brown, where does Bond?
That was bad.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So, 3 to 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Doing election coverage.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess for this one, because you walked in, I kind of thought this election, and I said it was going to be boring. I thought it was going to be over
you
by
said an
11.
early night, and I told you were wrong. I did. So you were wrong.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You said it was going to be an early night for Hillary.
I did say it was going
I
to be an
thought so
early
too.
night for Hillary.
No, I thought so too.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to just stroll on in there and
Nobody's gonna be watching, yeah.
And instead it was a very emotionally intense experience.
Were you on when they actually called it? Right. It was late. I went to bed 1. They started calling.
Right before. I went on right after.
Oh,
And
after,
everyone
okay.
was like, wow. And then we were having this, Democrat who was very upset. They're very upset.
They're upset, right?
Well, do you like Trump or are you not a Trump person?
I'm not a Trump person.
Okay.
I'm also not a Hillary person. I'm not. I just was, the whole election season was just what the hell,
Did you enjoy the show?
The show?
The whole election.
I mean, that's the only way to look at it.
Yeah.
It's terrifying, but also it's what are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do but laugh? You have to laugh. Anything can be funny, no matter how bad it is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Were you on with Megyn Kelly?
I was one. You mean ever? I was before, towards the end of election season, but not election night. I like her a lot.
Yeah.
She's great.
You like Megyn Kelly?
Yeah, she's married with kids, but otherwise I think she and I would be great together.
Yeah, that's the only thing stopping you guys, I'm sure.
Yeah, you think you date her otherwise?
I heard she likes you too, but if only,
She said that, right?
Big
She was
fan.
like, oh, I wish I wasn't married. Have you seen Jim Norton?
Yeah.
She looks better with short hair.
You think so?
Yes, I do. I
know
think
what?
she's beautiful either way, but I think she looks better with short hair.
I
You
agree.
see her face better.
And it's very rare that I would agree to that. Almost all the time.
Then
Women,
again, she looks good there too. Good God.
yeah, she does. But you know
Yep.
what? She'd probably look okay in that position, even if she had
What did
short
she
hair.
do when she did those saucy, and might I say inappropriate? What did she do back then? Was she still on Fox back then, or was she modeling?
No, she was on Fox.
Oh, okay.
I think it was a GQ spread or something. Yes. Yeah. But she was on Fox.
She's wearing a dress. It's like a big deal.
Well,
No,
yeah,
it's a very
very, very tight.
slinky
well,
dress.
you know.
Yeah, very
Look
slinky.
at her. Look at that. Her bosom is almost showing. She looks wonderful. Lovely.
So you've liked doing the Barstool podcast too?
So much fun. I
Yeah.
mean, the Barstool, they moved to New York, and now the office is it's a bar. It's sponsored by like Bacardi Oakheart, and there's just like, I don't even know. I'm not good at estimation. I'm a girl, not so much math. A lot of like walls and walls of this Oakheart, and people are sitting there, they're just drinking, they're having fun.
It's a live podcast?
My podcast, no, it's not live.
No, I mean in front of a live audience.
No.
Oh.
But I should do that.
Yeah.
I like to perform.
Bring people in. How did Fox react to you launching the podcast? Do they care about like what do you say? Don't go this far, or do they just?
I think my own anxiety keeps me from generally going too far.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to leave here worrying about this, but too late now, man.
Well, you didn't say anything bad at all. You just talked about relationships and being a little bit, that was all normal stuff.
I know. You hate to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
I
think that makes you more interesting. When people see you as a complete person, I think that makes them more interesting, and people connect to you more. And they, I always find that I don't like somebody who just has a persona. It never interests me. I think people who are real people are more interesting.
I kind of just can't help myself, so that's good news.
Yeah, I mean, you just like to cry and stalk. I mean, I think that's fine.
Look, I don't. Well, I guess stalk. I mean, stalk implies it's in person.
No, I was phone stalked for 2 years, but
Phone stalked.
Yeah, but that's like stalking. It's very invasive. But I know you're saying is you tend to be a bit aggressive or invasive. It's not stalking.
Yeah.
Stalking. No.
Well, digital stalking a little bit.
A little bit.
I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You just want to be informed.
Yeah, I'm just
That's
information.
the
Protecting
point.
your investment.
Put a camera in your house. This is what it is.
So what was the vibe like by the time you get to like 5 a.m.? Like, what's that 4 to 5 a.m. hour like of election coverage? Because by then, everybody knows, everybody's exhausted by it. Everybody's trying to sleep, I guess.
But you're on the West Coast too, though, so
That's
it's
true.
still a little bit earlier there.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like people were still not accepting it. I mean, people were very much in denial.
They were trying to figure out, like, okay, no, this will be like 2000. They're going to go back on it.
But it wasn't even close.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. They're sitting there by like 11 o'clock when they were like, yeah, we don't know which way Florida is going to go, but it's very heavily Trump. And so is Ohio and
Michigan.
And Michigan.
Well, Michigan was too close till the next day, but they called fucking the New York Times, whatever app they're using. They said that artificial intelligence has picked like the last 4 or 5 accurately, and they said it was a 91% certainly, like 11 o'clock. I was pretty impressed.
It was so funny too because there were like a handful of professors that were going on TV and going, well, it doesn't go with any of the polls, but we've predicted the election accurately every year for the last 20 years based on this mathematic equation, and this says Trump is going to win.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, get the fuck out of here. What are you
crazy.
talking about?
What was the equation, did they say?
It was like, no, there was a whole algorithm of amount of media coverage and amount of money spent and amount of money brought in and it was all these factors that get added all together.
But wasn't this the first time that the guy who spent less won? Or
I think so, but it was also like he had much more media coverage.
Yeah,
so I'm sure that
because he couldn't stop.
No,
He just couldn't
no,
stop.
no. I mean, and it was the right move, obviously.
But I get why we're fascinated. People are like, why do we always talk about Trump? Because a guy who was a reality show star who's never been in politics is now the most powerful man on earth.
Yeah.
I get why it's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's something that deserves to be talked about for all of time. Like it's literally Obama's election was historic. It's the first black president. That is a thing.
Right.
But like this is easily the most historic election of our lifetime.
Hillary must be so mad. I mean,
So
I can't. I mean,
pissed.
I can't even imagine how
Yeah.
upsetting that must be to lose to the guy whose previous job was the host of The Apprentice.
You think she's humiliated?
I know she is.
Like that's how much they hate me that they voted for Donald.
Of course, she's humiliated.
Right. How could this happen? And you're right what you said before. It's like, You could protest it and you can be mad about it, and that's cool, but like you can't sit around and act like an injustice was done.
Yeah.
Because we played by your rules, Hillary. We played by those rules that you have done for, 50 years or however long she's been in politics? Like, it was completely by the book politics.
Since the 70s, yeah. She was in on the Watergate hearings, so she's been here since the 70s.
I know just in previous election, even when she was running, against Obama in the primaries, it was like discussion of, is it sexist to call her Hillary? And then Trump comes out and he's just like, crooked Hillary. He only calls her crooked Hillary. I was like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah. Right.
Crooked Hillary Clinton. She's probably sleeping. It's okay. Like, unbelievable. It was everything he said was like a roast of something or somebody.
Right.
Crooked Hillary.
Crooked Hillary. She doesn't have the stamina. She doesn't have the energy for it. I don't think she's going to be
sleeping.
able. Yeah.
I don't know what kind of president he'll make. He may be, like we've said before, he may be amazing. He may be a disaster. But he, just knowing what I know about him, as far as I lived in one of his buildings at one point, and I know that that's no indicator of how he'll be president.
Best friends.
No. But he really does run a fucking, whatever it is, people that work for him
is clean.
Do their jobs properly. So we'll see. Maybe that will translate. Look, Bloomberg was a very, very smart businessman, and again, it turned into making him a very good mayor.
He was a good mayor.
So maybe that will work in Trump's favor. Maybe it won't. But Bloomberg was better than anyone thought he was going to be. And don't forget the sneaky shit he did getting a third term.
Oh yeah, he did.
You know what I mean? There was a term limit, and he went back there and backdoored and got a little vote, and then got his third term.
Oh yeah.
It's so sad that a lot of people know about him is the whole don't drink the large soda ban issue.
That's all people were.
I was like, don't take my soda away, you piece of shit. I didn't drink a gallon of soda at once every day. Like, Jesus.
That made me love him.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be drinking that much.
No, I just love that he was doing that, because people who are big and fat, it's about them taking up like a medical, dollars for like the health issues they have, or for sitting on planes. They complain like you shouldn't. It's not war on fat people, but
I mean, as a libertarian, I think I'm like obviously against that, but at the same time, it's like you do understand the reaction and why it was so strong. Because if you are somebody who's drinking an XL big gulp, you need it all in one sitting. You can't just go get two, throughout the day if you want.
No, you need,
have some stuff.
You need to know. I like a big soda because I like knowing it's not going to run out. Yeah. I like to know that I'm going to be able to carry this with me. I'm going to have an hour or so, or however long it is, where I'm not going to need a refill.
What did you think as a libertarian? What did you think of Gary Johnson?
Nice guy. I like Gary. All that stuff with Weld at the end was insane. Like, everything kind of fell apart.
It really did.
Hey, why the Libertarian? This was a great year for them, and they just fucking shot. Not that they would have won, but it was still a nice. Believe me, I want a third party. And he just what are you doing?
Yeah,
dude?
you could have gotten something. You could have got more than 2%.
Well, like you said, all the people on Twitter that are like super hashtag I'm with her are like, if you voted for Gary Johnson, fuck you. You're not invited to brunch. Die. Hope you die in a fire. You ruined it. Now we're all going to get exterminated. It's like, chill out, though, a little.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have fucked Bernie out of the nomination. Maybe you should have won it fair and square, and his supporters wouldn't have hated your guts.
I thought that, too. Exactly. It's like, if you're in the DNC, do you ever think if you need to play dirty to get this person through the primary, then maybe not the best for the general.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, Gary Johnson didn't take away any votes from Hillary. It has nothing to do with why Hillary lost.
No. I mean,
although 2%, that 2%.
Yeah, but it's not like it was all Hillary voters that voted for Gary Johnson. I think it was mainly Trump. I bet most of that 2% would have gone to Trump.
And believe me, I do think you're correct.
Yeah.
I absolutely think you are correct.
Wait a minute. Is that a clue into what your secret vote could have been?
No, I'm just saying I think you are absolutely correct.
Oh.
That people who would have supported Trump over Hillary, in a lot of cases, may have voted for Gary Johnson.
Yes.
Even if they didn't like him.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Oh.
So I'm speculating.
Just to speculate. Jim is very secretive about who he votes for. Because he doesn't like to talk about politics.
We don't talk politics on this show.
Yeah, we don't talk politics here.
At the table.
I mean,
it's rude. It's rude.
Very rude.
Yes. You know that.
Yeah. It's I hate that people will be like live television. Like, so when are you voting? Who you voting for? What do you do? Can we just talk about my text messaging habits? It's a lot less personal.
right. Guess who I DM'd? Yeah.
Do you send inappropriate photos?
No.
Okay.
Is that because you're on?
Yeah,
you're
I'm
a public
scared
person
of my.
now?
Yeah, I was scared of like my iCloud getting hacked or whatever. Like
Smart.
It'd be bad enough with just even some. I text with all those stream of conscious messages. But yeah, I'm not gonna have that stuff out
Why
there.
do you use the iCloud as a public figure who people would want to hack into? Stop. The iCloud fucking stinks. Back it up to your computer. And do not involve the stupid iCloud. That's how they hack you.
Yeah, that is how they hack you.
So stay away from the iCloud.
It's not going-
It's not
dude,
necessary. I know.
It's
I
going.
know.
Everybody is going to have to use the iCloud.
I will not use it until they figure out a way.
I promise you, they will launch a phone that has like 2 gigs of storage on it, and they will say it'll just put your photos on the iCloud. That's what
Not
Google just
happening.
did.
Not happening until they figure out a way to.
You got a lot of naughty photos.
Yes, I
Quite
do.
a few.
A lot.
You know he's got a lot of naughty photos. It's happened more than once where Jim will be like showing you something on his phone. He's like, yeah, see, that's what it looked. Whoops. And he takes
Yeah.
I've gotten so many whoops when I'm with Jim. Whoop.
The bottom line is until they figure out a way to allow you to choose very simply what you want to back up to the cloud and what you only want backed up on your phone to your computer. That's how dumb they are and how out of touch they are with how fucking vulnerable their system is. How about you have a way to save certain photos only to your phone and onto your computer?
So like literally an option for like
color coding.
Yeah.
I'll say it publicly.
That's a good idea.
How about this? You push a certain thing and you could turn the option off and then automatically back them up to your iCloud if you want. But if you want to, you can double tap a photo and it will have a very thin little green line around it, and that means that photo is on your phone or directly to your computer only, no iCloud backup. This way your fucking stuff, if it gets hacked, you understand all your private stuff, the truly humiliating things are not going to get taken.
I love
And
when
how
you-
about this with the text messaging?
Yes.
How about you ever go to text somebody and it's just sitting in the inbox for 6 months and you're like, oh my God, they never got that?
Yes.
How about on your list of text messages, they have a color coding, like a light blue tint or something, on the ones that have a message in your outgoing box that have never been sent?
We need to send you to Cupertino.
Dude,
And
how
have
hard
you
is
sit
that?
with
You're in the wrong
fucking-
business. You got to, use
How
this
hard
great
are those
idea.
things? You want to, you want it to, instead of taking away the fucking jack that you can plug your headphones in?
Bullshit,
These
yeah. Yeah.
dummies,
Yeah.
these lateral moving assholes with a fucking watch. How about you make the iPhone a little bit more effective and safer for people?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not safe.
I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm not using your iCloud. I'm not using it. All these people who have gotten hacked have all been hacked through the iCloud. You know how many people are probably not using it for that reason?
Let's get Eddie Q in here, and you can tell him what a piece of shit.
But I
he is
shouldn't
for
have to
doing
think of this. I didn't graduate high school.
Yeah.
How about you dumb motherfuckers at Apple think of a way to make your iCloud a little bit safer, or Google. If you want to force people to use this dumb cloud system,
right?
Allow them to keep certain photos only on their phones.
I don't think it's a thing that's stopping anybody from buying phones.
No, not buying phones.
So I don't think they're
but
worried
it's stopping
about it.
a lot of people from using iCloud. I'm telling you, it is stopping people.
I don't think so. The fappening was a huge success.
It was, but after that, when people saw, oh, that's how vulnerable their system is, because you can hack into it as many times as you want until you get in. With the phone, you only got 10 shots at it.
Right.
Email's different. Like my dumb email, there's not a million things in there. Like the phone is where it's at. And the phone, 10 times and it resets?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Kat, I feel like we've all learned things today.
I think so. I think that'd be a great idea to be able to,
Color code?
Select color code.
I've been saying that for a year. I'm just not saying it
who?
to anybody. Exactly.
To me? Like
to my friends.
Maybe Apple and the nudie hackers are colluding together in a conspiracy.
Yes.
That could be it.
Because the bottom line is they just caught somebody at Apple saving customers' photos and they were passing it around.
That scares me.
It's disgusting. And I knew that was going to happen. As people are going, no, we're not allowed to. I get it.
Yeah.
But you're going to tell me fucking Scarlett Johansson goes in there with her phone to update to another phone and some guy might not go, oh, fuck, I'm keeping these.
Yeah.
I saw Snowden. They're keeping track of everything.
Yeah.
I saw it.
You got to protect yourselves.
You do. You do.
And protect other people's information.
Yes.
It's not. I don't have any nude photos of myself like that are full face to body.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see my dick. Nobody cares about Jim Norton's dick. Fine. You want to look at it? Good.
Don't say that about yourself.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I'm saying I've tried to make them care and they won't. I show people, look, my dick. I don't want to see that.
This is harassment.
You're my brother. But you know what I mean? It's not a matter of self-importance. It's also other people's information.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that everybody's going to be hacked one day. It's all going to, something's going to happen. I don't know. I have no, and it's like, I think like, oh, people are like, well, I don't have anything on my, I'm like, wait, do you really nothing?
Right.
There's nothing on your whole computer.
I hate that argument. Well, I don't mind if they look in, because if you're not doing anything wrong, then you're not going to mind if they see what you're doing.
Everything I've ever done is embarrassing, at least a little bit.
Right,
you know, like,
right.
and it doesn't matter if it's illegal but just no.
You prefer to keep your business yours.
Absolutely.
How many people have said things about their boss or maybe a coworker at Fox or whatever that you don't want people to know? It's not all about sex. You could just say something stupid in a text that they grab.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Or, find out that's why you didn't come to my birthday party. You're dead to me.
That's it.
It could really, stuff like that does ruin friendships.
It does. It does. Well, listen, we're out of time.
Bummer, man.
By the way, last thing, have you ever like gone on your Facebook thing and you see in the feed where they open your photos to give you options?
Oh yeah.
And they're like, no one can see this but you. I'm like, oh fucking
You're like, would
thank
you like
God.
to upload all these now?
No. Dude, I almost did that to a Dropbox thing. I was like, I unplugged it.
Oh,
You did?
Yes.
Just unplug it and threw it.
Fucking, I panicked. I really did. I threw it like it was on fire off my bed. Very scary.
Because you didn't want to upload it into your Dropbox?
But they did say on the Facebook, no one can see this but you. I'm like, thank God. You know how hard it'd be to explain how my dick is circumcised in some photos and not in others?
Oh, boy.
Kat, people can find your podcast on Barstool Sports.
Barstool Sports every Monday.
You're great on Greg's show. Really
Thank
great.
you.
Yes.
Thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate that.
It's on Barstool Sports. It's the Kat Timpf Show. We're going to tweet it out at Jim and Sam Show so you can get the link. And is there any Fox News appearances?
I'll be on at 2:15 today.
Okay. So that's where you can see Kat again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. And next time you're over there in the morning, swing by.
I just might.
That sounds great.
Thank you.
And I got a bunch of gigs. Just go to jimnorton.com if you want to see. And tomorrow we got Bruce Buffer, who I love. Bruce Buffer is such a great guy. He's a fun guest. He does a good fucking podcast, too.
Does he?
Yes.
I'll take a listen to it.
He's really good. Yeah, he's a great broadcaster. He's like really official. He's like a real radio guy.
I do kind of hope he breaks his leg or something one of those times that he's jumping around the octagon while he's introducing people.
He's already hurt himself.
Has he?
Yes, not doing that. He was his knee had a knee brace on because he hurt himself. You didn't see the video of Bruce doing that karaoke and he hurt himself?
No.
He fucked himself up right before of 200, the biggest one, and he wound up doing it with a knee brace on and canceling the podcast. He was supposed to be on me and Matt.
Well, we'll talk to Bruce Buffer about that tomorrow.
The great Bruce Buffer.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
Kat. We'll see you.